Which means?
How do you say it? Ulcerative colitis.
There it is.
Track. Individual results may vary.
Did you know that's what Hunter Renfro had?
Yes.
805.
I did not know that until yesterday.
Learn more or visit
That's what they thought I had for a
trimfireradio.com.
long time.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify.
Ooh,
for
spoiler
safety,
alert,
effectiveness, or
I
quality.
didn't.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a
I
new
would love
two-in-one
any
approach
boost
to
in
level
or
up your
out of the
game.
bedroom.
Tadalafil
Now,
for
I do
better
not
bedroom
want a
performance
in-the-bedroom
and
boost
zinc for
out of the bedroom.
testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things
That's how
all
you
the way up.
greatly embarrass
Getting
yourself
started
while
is
you
simple.
give your
Just go to
senior project
hims.com/radio
presentation
to
when
start
you're
your free
17.
online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews,
Bravo.
percent online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Ingalls studio, WPEK Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, W225CJ Candler, the #1 preset in your car, and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good. Live from the Ingalls studio,
I can't wait to play with myself.
I reckon we'll do this shit.
Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell!
Yeah.
Let the big dog see! Let him on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400 The Sportsocracy. Heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. Seen everywhere on YouTube. Back at home on the old YouTube today as Jeremy back at home in the NFLDraft.net Mullet Manor.
I'm way more comfortable here.
Yeah.
My microphone.
It looks like it.
Hey, just check this. When I touch my microphone, it doesn't fall in my lap, which I'm a big fan of.
You know, I mean, sometimes things happen, right? And shut up. I mean, I guess that's the answer. Like, my mic's broke. I don't care. Oh, okay. All right. Sweet. Welcome into the program today. Heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, everywhere on the YouTube channel. Just be sure to subscribe so you can get into the chat today on the program. We're going to be talking about who's that dog. Who's
that
the
dog
in training camp? The young guns that are getting all the hype. And I guess we go, hope or hype kind of thing.
Well, I mean, there are a few of them. I've got one pulled for every team that your beat writers are just geeked about.
Just
and
enamored.
Some of them, I need to tell you, Shedeur Sanders, it really helps when you're throwing against what will one day be a concrete company in the greater Cleveland area.
Mm-hmm.
I watched every throw of Shedeur Sanders yesterday and went, oh, that's great. And if we were playing 7-on-7 flag football, you would be the MVP. I have it on good authority that Joe Flacco is the best quarterback in that camp, and quote, it's not even close.
I don't even think that's inside information, is it?
It's not. It's not.
I mean, I think everybody expected that, or should have expected that going in, and now I'm with you. I have seen nothing that shows me that he's really all that different from what he was in college.
Well, I mean, look, that's fine.
And I didn't think
He's
that
a
was a game that
developmental
was going to
piece.
translate.
He's a developmental piece.
Sure.
Stop trying to hustle this up. It will not go the way you want it to.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
there are some other teams. The only way it. Go ahead.
There are some other teams that their guys, looking at you, New England, your guys might actually translate. So today we're going to do the AFC. We're going to do the NFC on Thursday. I will not be here tomorrow, as per usual. And then Friday will be a football Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to use this week to rededicate myself to all things football, not deal with the fact it's 413 degrees outside. It is like my ex-wife's living room outside, just lake of fire. Not great.
Ex-wife's living room.
She doesn't live here. It's fine. I can tell you all the smack I want to.
That's a new one. I was going to say, well, that's just a new one. I hadn't heard that one.
Hey, I got to step my game up. ChatGPT's figured me out. It's telling my one-liners.
True. That is very true. You got to stop playing with that AI stuff, man. I'm telling. I know you're having fun and laughing at it, but it's gonna steal your identity one day.
Probably. Hey, you know what it
Well,
gets?
That's not a good thing.
Look, stealing my identity,
help it.
you get $8 and a 480 credit score. Congratulations. You chose the wrong one to hack, bruh.
They're gonna end up making a robot Jeremy, and that's just not gonna be good for any of us.
I'm the only identity on the planet that you can steal and your credit go down.
That's not actually true.
It's not
I would
true.
be much worse. I would be much worse.
Well, Tank, you've also never had a credit card in your entire life. So
I mean, I had one once. It didn't go well.
I was about to say,
I
did
had
you
one once.
conveniently forget to pay the bill for 5 or 6 years?
Never.
They gave me
damn thing. That damn thing's just cycled off my credit about 2 months ago.
They gave me this piece of plastic that lets me spend limitless amounts of money, and they never
I
asked
get
me
to
to pay
do.
it back.
Exactly. It's weird. I don't know how that works. Anyhow, today it is all about the training camp news. Contracts have been handed out. Give a round of applause to your boy Bernard Raymond.
The new 100 millionaire?
$25 million a year contract with the Indianapolis Colts. 4 years, $100 million. Not bad for a guy who played, 6 seconds of football before he got drafted? Wasn't he
No, he played a year. He had been a tight end. That's my new rule. If you give me an offensive lineman that is a gigantor and they started as a tight end, I'm probably going to like him.
But wasn't he one of those that he didn't start football till real late?
Yeah, I want to say 17.
I was going to say he's like a wrestler or something. He played another sport, and then
All of this sounds accurate.
right. I'm trying to recall. We talked about Bernard. I loved Bernard Raymond when he was coming out.
Look,
in
this
that
is
draft
this is a great time for me to come clean about the NFL draft. From the December of your final year in college till the end of April of the year you get drafted, I know everything short of your social security number.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as May 1 hits, I have forgotten everything short of your name and where you went to school. Because I got to clear out some space for next year's guys.
Uh-huh. So anyhow, Bernard Raymond getting the 4-year, $100 million deal with the Colts. No problems there. I feel like that's well earned. Do you agree?
I agree. Yeah. I mean, look,
Okay.
honestly, the NFL's just changing. And you see these guys like Bernard Raymond, like Joe Alt of the Los Angeles Chargers, that they started as tight ends and then they got so damn big that there aren't many 6'6", 303-pound tight ends out there. But it doesn't change how quick your feet move. And you watch Raymond on tape, you watch Joe Alt on tape, and they do not move like 300-pound dudes.
No.
Rashawn Slater doesn't move like a 300-pound dude. I can do this for a minute. But now if you're the Colts, and I said this yesterday for the radio-only audience, I'm not sure that that we're not just crowning the Houston Texans way too early. I think we're just acting like that Texans roster is so good. And look, they are good, and they're young, but they are young. And they do not have a great offensive line. Now the Joe Mixon thing is, I'll say, confusing. I got a lot of messages yesterday of people saying, well, they only said he's out for the preseason. Yeah, I didn't say anything about what they said. Mm-hmm. I don't really care what you say. What you say is one thing. What I hear behind closed doors, that's when my ears perk up and we start talking about a little birdie told me. And a little birdie has told me several things about Joe Mixon, and ain't not one of them good. I like that Indianapolis roster. I just hate your quarterback.
Mm-hmm. And that matters.
For sure.
I mean, we know how much a quarterback matters in the NFL. And with the best version of Daniel Jones, I still don't feel like the Indianapolis Colts would be a better team than the Houston Texans without Joe Mixon.
So you're talking about the Giants playoff year version of Daniel Jones?
Yes.
All right.
That guy.
All right. So I'm gonna call your bluff on that.
Okay.
So you're telling me that if Daniel Jones comes out here, and I do think he's got the leg up on this competition. If he comes out here and is a 67% completion guy, averaging just under 7 yards per attempt, 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio, and he gets sacked a lot. Mm-hmm. By the way, he got sacked a lot behind a horrifically bad offensive line, and the Colts do not have that problem.
They do not have that problem.
You're telling me that team can't compete with the Houston Texans? Because I'm going to disagree with you vehemently.
I didn't say couldn't compete with them. I said I still don't think you're better than them. You could compete with them for sure.
I mean, look.
It makes it more interesting. I'm just not freaking out. If Joe Mixon misses all of the season, it will be terrible, right? It will not be a good situation for him. It sucks that he would lose a year, and he's getting older and all the things. To the Houston Texans, though, I really don't think that that's a backbreaker.
I can't say that it's a backbreaker because that division is not very good.
Right.
It is 100% a backbreaker to you being competitive. And this ties into something I want to talk about today anyway, so we'll just dive into it.
What, competitive for a title?
I don't think they're competitive for a title regardless.
Okay. So what do you mean that they're not competitive without Joe Mixon?
So ESPN put out a list today of the top they power ranked every team in the NFL by talent under 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
The Houston Texans were number one by a good bit, and they were number one last year too.
Yep.
Do you understand how young this team actually is? C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson both have birthdays between now and October the 3rd, and they will both only turn 24 years old. Kamari Lassiter is 22. Mm-hmm. Kalen Bullock is 2. Henry To'o is 24. So is Derek Stingley. Ariante Ursery is 23. Jaden Higgins is 22. So is Jalen Noel, and Jalen Smith's 21. Do you understand that I just listed off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 players that are going to contribute at a high level for the Houston Texans that are 25 years old or younger?
Yes.
That's not the positive that you think it is. It's positive in the long term. It's not necessarily great for right now. I went back and looked at the list from last year. Houston was 1. And you know how that went.
Mm-hmm.
They got into the playoffs. They got smoked in the playoffs. It just kind of was what it was. Detroit was 2, but Detroit was a very misleading 2. Because most of the heavy lifting for Detroit is all older guys. They're all older than this. Same thing with the Ravens, who were 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, those are good, young, talented teams, but they had veteran leadership. Then you get into that next tier. The Atlanta Falcons were 4. When you watched them last year, did you not have this feeling of, man, you're talented, but you're just completely ill-prepared for what's being asked of you?
Yeah.
I thought that routinely when I watched that team last year. You got all the talent in the world. The problem is that you're just not ready for prime time. The Chicago Bears were 5. Same exact thing. I can say the same verbatim thing that I just said about the Atlanta Falcons. I can say the same thing about the Bears. The Arizona Cardinals were 6. You starting to see a trend? Being on this list is great. Having young talent like that's fantastic. The New York Jets were up here for years.
Mm-hmm.
It's just now all their guys have aged out of it, and they're all 25, 26, or 27. That doesn't mean that you're ready to be high-level competitive. And look, I think they're good. I just think this idea that we're just crowning them as they're going to win this division in a walk. I believe we said that about the Jacksonville Jaguars 2 years ago, and
we did.
They didn't.
No, they did not. Houston came about. Surprises can happen. Maybe the Indianapolis Colts are the surprise that nobody's thinking of. Could be.
No, we have
I do find it kind of odd, though. It's usually you talking about how the running back's not that big of a deal. And now I feel like I'm on that side of the argument with Joe Mixon on this. And I'm usually I feel like I've become a Joe Mixon defender.
Depends who the team
recently, in recent years.
Okay, so and that's a good point. And so now give me a team where I diminish the running back. The running back's not that big a deal. So you got to take off Philadelphia, you got to take off Baltimore because both of those are very important to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Green Bay. Let's go with that one because I do diminish Josh Jacobs quite a bit.
Yeah, okay.
They have 17 wide receivers on that team, and the offensive line's not great, but it's good.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a lot of bullets in that gun. If Green Bay is down 7 with 2 minutes to go, and I know for a fact Jordan Love has to sit back there and throw, I don't think it's the offensive line that's going to let you down. I don't think it's the receiving corps that's going to let you down. I think it's the quarterback.
Okay.
I can't say that about Houston. Houston has one receiver that I trust as far as I can throw him, and that's Nico Collins. If Tank Dell comes back, great. I'm still going to have a problem of he's been hurt 2 times in 2 years. The young guys are young guys.
Mm-hmm.
I told you with Jaden Higgins throughout the entire process, I like him for the long term. If you're expecting him to step up and be a 2 next year, you're going to be sorely disappointed. Guess what the Houston Texans are? You have a middling tight end that's not overly athletic. You have absolutely nothing in the running game behind Joe Mixon that I trust at all, and your offensive line is awful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not just bad. I'm praying to God Ariante Ursery wins the right tackle job to keep C.J. Stroud from getting killed on television. Because if you put Blake Fisher out there again, he may get killed on national television. That's when the running back's a big deal. I got to have somebody that can consistently get me 4, 5, 6 yards to keep me ahead of the chains, to keep you guessing. Because if I know C.J. Stroud's throwing, I can hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
I can pin my ears back. I am not overly scared of anything that you have that's going to beat me over the top. And I can knock his head off his shoulders. I can't do that with Jordan Love. I can't do that with Baker Mayfield. I can't do that with you going down the list of running backs that I diminish. That's why. Because there are other things around them. If Bucky Irving decided to go whack surfboards tomorrow, the prognosis for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers changes maybe half a game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't like Rachaad White, but Rachaad White can do enough to keep that running game relevant. Joe Mixon might be the most important player on this team that's not named Will Anderson or C.J. Stroud. And I just don't think your roster is – look, you and I talked about Nick Caserio being the dumbest individual in the NFL for 3 years.
Absolutely.
I don't think he just one day woke up and went, you know what? I think I'm going to be a genius now. And I look at everything he's done with this team, and I keep going, if you didn't have C.J. Stroud, I would absolutely hate this roster. Because outside of Nico Collins, I can't tell you anything that you've added over the last 4 years that I'm really jumping up and down about. I like Jalen Petrie. I like Kamari Lassiter. I like a handful of other guys.
I was going to say, I feel like they've built a pretty good defense over the last few years.
They have really good pass rushers. Everything emanates from that. Do you feel great about the interior of that line? Because you shouldn't. With Sheldon Rankins and I don't even remember who all's in that rotation. Foley Fatukasi, who went to Jacksonville and was completely irrelevant.
Mm-hmm. And Tim, so you like Tim Settle?
He's a fine rotational piece. Am I jumping up and down about anything you've got there?
No, you're not.
Your linebacking core with Henry
good,
To'o and EJ Speed and Azeez Al-Shahir. I like Al-Shahir. The other two don't do much for me. I like Derek Stingley. I like Kamari Lassiter. And that's the thing. I like them all. Yeah. I don't love any of them.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's not true. I love Derek Stingley. I don't love any
Derek Stingley's pretty lovable.
Yeah.
I feel like Houston Texan fans are going, yeah, he's pretty lovable.
Yeah, he is.
Derek Stingley's up there in that elite category already.
You also play a defense where he is eminently easy to avoid.
Mm-hmm. Then we come to that portion of it. We feel like they've got good coaching. Right? We know that good coaching can matter. Offensively, you don't.
You got a first-year offensive coordinator. I mean, how much can you even tell me about who's calling the plays for the Houston Texans? We thought Bobby Slowick was a genius, and then all of a sudden he was an idiot.
Right.
And Nick Caley, I know a lot of teams wanted to hire him. The Jets wanted him bad, and he just would not interview for the job.
Mm-hmm.
But do you know he's a great play caller? Or is this another situation where a guy hung out with Sean McVay and had lunch with him a few times, and all of a sudden he's a genius?
Right.
Because I got news for you. Matt LaFleur, nope, wrong one. Nope. Mike LaFleur's on line one. I lived through 3 years of that, and I'll go ahead and tell you, it wasn't a whole lot of fun.
Right. I forgot what the point of this even was. What was?
Well, we started with Bernard Raymond, and
we went down our path.
We started with Bernard Raymond, then we talked about how Houston's got all this young talent.
Yeah, right.
But if you go 2-53 with Indianapolis, it's a lot closer than people think.
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you, it's a lot closer with Jacksonville than people think. I think it's closer with Tennessee than people think.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is one of you has a quarterback and one of you doesn't. But we're chalking this up like this is just a guarantee that, well, Houston, that's the safest team in the NFL to win their division. I'm not so sure they are.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you they won't do it. We've done this every year that you and I have done this show together, and guess what? We're batting a paltry 200 because one of those 5 teams actually wound up winning their division.
Absolutely. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We'll be right back.
Our iHeart Radio Music Festival presented.
Clear.
Is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. A weekend full of superstar performances. And listen.
I couldn't circle back around to the point. I fucking forgot what the point was of that.
Music fans, Hyundai is back as a proud partner
Don't worry,
of the
I got you.
2025 iHeart Radio Music Festival. Join us as our electrifying all-star lineup hits the stage like never before.
Check out Behind the Flow, a podcast documentary series following the launch of San Diego Football Club.
San Diego coming to MLS is going to be a game changer because this region has been hungry for a men's professional soccer team.
We need to embrace this community.
Listen to San Diego FC.
We'll hit Super Chats when we get back.
America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Behind the Flow and start listening.
Buying or selling a home doesn't have to be stressful. Let me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert, guide you every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home
yes, sir.
quickly or exploring investment opportunities, I've got the experience and the tools to get you the best deal possible. Call me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty at 828-774-6343. Let's make your real estate dreams a reality. I'm your trusted realtor. I'm making moves and making dreams come true.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo! Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in Asheville has two things that all Sportsocracy fans crave. Balls and big portions. Oh, yeah. And they've got the balls. Bear's famous bear balls are packed with mac and cheese, pulled pork, cornbread, and deep balls and wieners and cheese sauce. This is the place to be. Live music on Saturdays and the first Sunday of every month. They partner with the Guitar Bar to host Mr. Jimmy's Barbecue Blues. Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville and South Asheville.
At Ingalls, we're proud to work with hundreds of local farms and businesses in the communities we call home. Not only does it ensure that you get top-quality, fresh items for your family table, it's a way for us to support the amazing individuals who pour their heart and soul into delivering the very best they can do. Quality, freshness, community, it's all in the bag. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
The Sportsocracy.
We treat star athletes better because they're better people.
That's not fair.
Life isn't fair, kiddo. Get used to it.
It is ESPN Asheville. It is the Sportsocracy. Follow us on all the social medias at the Sportsocracy. Subscribe to the channel. You can chat with us each and every day on the YouTubes. And you can also do super chats, Jeremy.
'Cause it's all about the money, money, money. All about the money, money, money.
Once again, also supporting the show with the super chats, and we appreciate all of the donations.
Those are now going into the Living the Dream 2 gas fund. After I did the calculations of how much mileage we're actually putting on between the vans and the Parks Ford Mobile Studio. A gas fund is gonna need an infusion of funds.
We're probably gonna need some tires. We'll need some oil changes. There'll be
tires were good. Tires just got
there'll be maintenance. There'll be maintenance needed.
Oh, oil change. We're gonna need oil change after the first weekend.
Go to, what did you say, 1,700 miles in the first weekend?
1,700 miles in 5 days.
Oh, it's gonna be a blast. Soaring Eagle with the first one of the day. Super chat on the YouTube. He says, so Jerry Jones told ESPN yesterday that the chants from fans to pay Micah were, quote, a faint whisper compared to the chants to pay CD last year. Bad look, Jerry. I'll agree. Jerry's an idiot.
I just want to know what goes through Jerry Jones' head before he opens his mouth.
Nothing.
Is it just air?
He has no filter. He just says whatever comes to his mind, and he has there's no filter there. It's getting worse, by the way, with the age, as we all know. It'll never stop.
Here's what I don't understand.
This will last until he is no more.
Here's what I don't understand. I want you to be as honest as you can be here.
Okay.
How many players on this Dallas Cowboy roster would you say are top 100 players in the NFL?
Well, obviously CD, obviously Micah Parsons.
Okay, there's 2. Then? I think Tyler Smith. I think he belongs in that conversation.
Smith. Yeah,
I can't tell you he is, and I can't tell you Dak Prescott is, but I think they belong in the conversation.
Dak's definitely in the discussion. Probably Trayvon Diggs would be in the discussion.
He's not even. He wouldn't be in my discussion for the top 300, let alone top 100.
Really?
No, he's not good, and I don't know why that's so hard for people to figure out. But if you watch Cowboy games, it is not hard to figure out. He is a complete liability against the run. He's not that good in coverage. He's got really good hands because he used to be a wide receiver. That's
Right.
it. You named the only 4 that I think are even in the ballpark.
Sure.
You did your best to alienate Dak Prescott 2 years ago. You did your best to alienate CeeDee Lamb last year, and now you're going even further to try to alienate Micah Parsons. I just don't get it. I don't, for the life of me, understand what you're doing or why.
Wow. Jerry Jones just needs to stop. Because it gets worse every time. I mean, are you really going to risk fracturing the relationship with an all-time player? Because I feel like at some point somebody's going to tell him to just go down a road somewhere.
And it could be Micah Parsons.
No doubt. If anybody would, why wouldn't it be Micah Parsons? He can get a blank check from anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody in the league that's got the money, they find out Micah Parsons is available, whatever you want, Micah. You tell us, and you come here. You will be on the front of the building. We'll rename the damn street after you.
And the thing about Micah Parsons is that now with the franchise tag, we have basically de-incentivized this to such a point that it would be borderline impossible to franchise him more than once.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know how the franchise tag works. It's the average of the top 5 players at his position. Do you know what the top 5 players at edge rusher make?
$30 million.
It's more than that's 34. Because 34. Nick Bosa, Max Crosby, Danielle Hunter, Myles Garrett, and T.J. Watt are all 34 or higher.
Okay.
And if you average it out, it comes to about 37-ish million. It's 120% the second time. And guess what? This number ain't going down anytime soon.
Mm-mm.
So you're playing a game here because Trey Hendrickson could jump up there at any minute. Now that Shamar Stewart's in the fold, their attention is fully on Trey Hendrickson. This is one of those times that I don't understand what you're getting out of it. There are times that I understand angling. All right, the Cincinnati Bengals angling with Trey Hendrickson. I understand why you don't want to pay a guy that's 31 years old, $30+ million. I get it. The problem is that you're leveraged, and I didn't really understand a lot of the things the Bengals said there either. For Jerry Jones, I cannot figure out what you're getting out of this other than stroking your own ego. To say that the chants for CeeDee Lamb were so much louder than they are for Micah Parsons is just a stupid thing to say.
Mm-hmm.
That's like looking at one of your kids and telling one of them's cuter than the other one.
Right.
I hate to tell you this, the ugly one's got a complex now, and there's a good chance he's going to hit you in the head with a hammer before this is all said and done.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make any sense. You didn't gain anything from this. Isn't like you're not getting leverage in this because you're saying this. Micah Parsons is getting $40 million, period. It's just a question of, do you get to write the language or does the franchise tag write the language?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no other way this goes. It's A or B. I think I could make the argument at this point that Jerry Jones at one time was the best owner in professional sports. He may now be the worst. Because I can't tell you one worse. Jim Dolan's up there pretty high. Woody Johnson's up there pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I'm a Jets fan, and I'll go ahead and tell you, I ain't trading Woody for Jerry Jones.
Yeah, you can.
I'm not. I'm not trading one headache for another.
Mm-mm. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to see a brand and a loyal fan base treated this way. Because that's who I feel bad for in every one of these situations. Like, now it's become a pity. If you're a Dallas Cowboys fan, we know, shut up. It's not your year. Move on. But I do feel bad for you that you got to put up with this. Because at some point, it is going to backfire. At some point, one of these players is not going to appreciate the way he talks about them in the media, to other people, whatever it is. And he's going to have to realize at some point that he's not the big dog on the block anymore. That star is a little tainted, my friend. It doesn't mean what you think it means or what it used to mean.
It's a joke to
and
the rest
you
of
did
us.
that. You did that.
Mm-hmm. It's a joke to the rest
through
of
all of these years. The 1990s were such a huge swing back to glory for the Dallas Cowboys. Right? They had the big heyday with Staubach in the 70s, and then took a little bit of a lull, still competitive at times, but there were some dark times. Jerry Jones takes over. The Troy Aikman, Elway, good Lord. Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, Moose. I love Moose. All of that goodwill has been squandered by Jerry Jones over the last few decades.
The Dallas Cowboys.
It's old man Abe Simpson yelling at clouds. You're a joke.
The Dallas Cowboys have become the New York Knicks. You get a lot of eyeballs because you're in a big market and you were once really great. Now all you actually are is kind of a walking joke. Because I'm a draft guy. The things that Dallas has done over the last 10 years it would make blood come out of my ears. Just guys that make no sense whatsoever because Jerry falls in love with them, and there is no check and balance in that Dallas Cowboy organization. We have another super chat that kind of steers into that.
Take it easy, money, with the wink and a smile, like it ain't no thing. Like it ain't no thing.
I hate that one so much, and I knew you were going to play it just to piss me off. Sir Jimothy asked, is there any new news on Tyler Guyton? Tyler Guyton's got a fractured bone in his knee.
Mm-hmm.
He will miss 4 to 6 weeks. And now I want to use Tyler Guyton as an example of what I'm talking about. Can you name me the tackles for the Dallas Cowboys right now? Like with Tyler Guyton out, who in theory is going to get first team run now?
Is it Terrence Steele?
Terrence Steele's the right tackle.
And Matt something.
Matt Waletzko is a guard. He's a guard.
The one I was thinking of.
So if they kick Tyler Smith out, then which I don't think you're going to do with a 4 to 6 week injury, the more likely is that they're going to throw Hakeem Adeniji out there. Do you remember that name?
I do.
I kind of liked him coming out of Kansas, and then he served to be quite possibly the worst offensive tackle in the NFL.
He was on that joke of a line for the Bengals, wasn't he?
Yes,
in Joe Burrow's first year?
But you look up and down the line, most NFL teams at this point in camp have 20 offensive linemen, 18 at the very least. Look at Dallas's roster.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. The entire 90-man roster right now has maybe 14.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them are guys that I've never even heard of. And if I've never heard of you, you're probably not awesome at this. It's just, it's comical how they go about doing things. And then you look at it and, all right, so take Micah out of it. Let's say they get Micah done because it is greatly advantageous for a guy to re-sign with his own team. What do you think all the other agents in the NFL are thinking?
Mm-hmm.
When they're looking at Jerry Jones and how he's talking about his players, what do you think they're telling their clients? I want to go to Dallas. I don't want to go to Dallas. They talk about Micah Parsons that way. How are they going to talk about me? And then you look at the running back room and the receiver room, and it's nothing but misfit toys. That's what Dallas has become. You are the land of misfit toys. With a couple different little instances looking right at Donovan Ezerako, which is a name we're going to talk about on Thursday because he is real good at football. And I feel bad for him. I feel bad for Donovan Ezerako that you fell into this turd of a franchise. Because they're not going to appreciate you. They're not going to appreciate you any more than they appreciate Micah, any more than they appreciate Sam Williams, who was another hit. By the way, if you ever need proof positive of certain franchises are really good at scouting one thing and really bad at scouting another, look at the players that they have invested capital in at running back, wide receiver, and tight end, then look at the edge rushers.
Mm-hmm.
You're real good at one, and you're horror awful at the other.
The Dallas Cowboys are a joke with Jerry Jones running the show. And they'll continue to be a joke as long as there are mics to be put in his face. And unfortunately, that's not going to stop, ever. I don't think.
I don't either. I think Jerry at this point, Jerry has become, he's become grandpa.
Yeah.
All right, just remember when you were in high school, we all, not all of us, unfortunately, both mine had passed away. But I do have family members that you have to warn your girlfriend about. That's Uncle Dave, and Uncle Dave's crazy. You should probably stay away from Uncle Dave because he's a lunatic.
Right. But
that's what Jerry Jones is.
I was going to say, but is Steven doing that to Micah? Like, is that part of the negotiations here? Like, when they go into at some point there's a discussion between, maybe not Steven, but somebody else with the organization of, look, that's just Jerry, okay? I mean, he doesn't really mean it. Like, here, that seems a bad way to do business.
That's terrible.
All right, when you have to make excuses for the guy who signs the checks, it becomes an untenable situation. Jerry Richardson, Carolina Panthers. Right? We just went through this in Washington with Daniel Snyder. Look, I'm not saying that Jerry Jones getting old and being loose-lipped about the players and being a little disrespectful is on the line of the crimes of those two gentlemen. But what I'm saying is it's all kind of goes down the same path of when you have to start making excuses for the boss because, well, he may have some, I don't know, it's kind of weird. The culture's kind of strange here. It's not going to end well.
It's not. It's not.
You got to make him go away, right? You got to make him get out somehow. And the problem is it's his. You can't make him go away.
Before we take a commercial break here, we have two super chats from Sir Jimothy, one that I want to start the next hour with.
Okay.
And we also have a comment from Drew Ryan that I want to talk about in the next segment.
Okay. So we're doing a super chat right now?
Yes.
Okay.
So fresh, we ball, no stress, 'cause we making that money. Making that money.
See, that one's not bad. I don't mind that one. That horrible Beatles, whatever that thing is just, it sucks so bad, and I hate it.
So bad.
Sir Jimothy said, I don't appreciate the hurtful, accurate Dallas Cowboy talk. And that's one of the things we love about Jimothy is that he's exactly right. That, yeah, it is hurtful, and it's mean because your owner is doing it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I am a Jets fan, which is the Rochambeau of being a football fan because you look at your team every year and you just spread your legs and go, kick me right there. Hard as you can. Steel-toe boots right to the jejunum. I don't even know if that's in that area. I don't know. I'm not. Anatomy wasn't my thing.
All right.
I do that every single year, and I still look at Dallas Cowboy fans and go, how do you do this every year? How do you do it? After you were so successful, in large part when you were younger. Because most of the Cowboy fans I know are between about my age, about 38 and 55. I don't know a ton of younger Dallas Cowboy fans because they were so bad.
Right.
You grew up in the heyday, which was as good as anything not the New England Patriots or the Kansas City Chiefs in the last 45 years.
Yep.
And now you've come to this.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see how you do it.
No, it was the unstoppable machine. They were so fun to watch, and they were so talented, and they were so big. It was the sheer size of the Dallas Cowboys back in the 90s that used to just captivate me. Of my God, they have superhumans out there on the field. All those 350-pound dudes when everybody else in the league was bringing out 270 dudes. They were, I mean, it was trailblazing.
Larry Allen, Nate
Aikman,
Newton, Leon Lett. Yeah,
God, they were so good. Look, they were my favorite team. They were my first favorite team. When I was growing up, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, to me, were nothing but really a logo. Like, my dad had logoed stuff, you know, but we didn't see them on television. They didn't play Tampa Bay Buccaneer games on TV, and we never lived anywhere close to the States, so we never went. We'd see highlights on ESPN, and I could watch, like, you know, every now and then maybe I could catch a Falcons game or something, and I could watch Hardy Nickerson out there banging heads. But for the most part, I didn't have any real reference of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They were my favorite team because they were my dad's favorite team. The Dallas Cowboys, that was my first love because they were awesome. They were fun. They had Michael Irvin out there just talking trash to everybody. You know, you had the Troy Aikman. He was the straight guy. You know, he was the stand-up guy that didn't really get too off-kilter. You had Emmett that was just out there banging. And I mean, it does. It kind of hurts me personally to see the organization fall to what it has been. I get it. I get where Sir Jimothy's coming from. It's hurtful, but we're not lying. We're not just talking smack to talk smack about the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody knows there's a problem. The problem is there's nothing anybody can do about it. If there was, they'd already done it. Right? If it was as easy as Steven going to Dad and said, you know what, maybe you should just step aside for a little while, he'd have done it by now. It sucks. It sucks it is the way that it is. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
ESPN Asheville.
Yeah, we're clear.
Your mountain weather forecast.
Thank you.
Run around this afternoon. We're in the likely scattered shower thunderstorm category, so if you're moving around, easier to get rain. Clouds, sunshine, otherwise. About 90 degrees, of course, that range of cool off. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms early. 70.
I hit the wrong button.
Tomorrow, little patchy fog early. Likely showers and thunderstorms once again, 88. Thursday, scattered showers, thunderstorms, 87. And Friday, a bigger cool down, 84.
Drew Ryan has a really good question in the YouTube chat that I want to hit after.
This report is sponsored by Georgia Aquarium.
Okay.
Georgia Aquarium and World of Coca-Cola have joined together to give you double the bubbles for less. Visit both to take in the manta rays, then taste some rare sips. There's worlds to see, all under one deal. Get your combo ticket at AtlantaIcons.com.
You need parts? O'Reilly has parts. Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade.
By the way,
to
the
Brake Best
jejunum is a
pads
small
for
intestine.
Just $10, or upgrade to Brake Best.
It's also a word that
or
every
import
time
brake
I
pads for just $20.
It's a what?
It's a part of the small intestine.
Just one part.
Oh, yeah.
They stand apart.
It's also the number one word that I look at and go, did I spell that right? It's a very odd-looking word.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, responding to Jim's long emails, leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC starting at $690.
Yes. Did you say it was somewhere else in the body?
PC. How those ahead stay
I
ahead.
didn't know where it was.
There's an app for your
I
music.
just knew it was in the body.
Okay. I was just curious.
Steps. But only one app brings you the live radio dial and lets you save your favorite stations, playlists, and podcasts as presets you can tap anytime. The free iHeartRadio app. The #1 app for radio.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment. Committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Folks, I hope you're ready. Coming up next month, the best party ever to hit Cox Avenue. It's the Big Wiener Party at Bear Smokehouse Barbecue. Saturday, August 9th from 2 to 6 on the South Slope. 9 teams will compete, topping 2,700 hot dogs and only one Royal Wiener. Hosted by food stars The Vulgar Chef and The Food in My Beard, with local celebrity judges and comedians from the Asheville Comedy Festival, all for a good cause, supporting Link for Life's free mental health counseling for Asheville's food and beverage workers. Tickets are on sale now.
Looking to buy or sell in Asheville? At Clarissa Sells WNC with eXp Realty, we're proud to be the #1 real estate team in Buncombe County. Give us a call, 828-774-6343. We're here for what matters most, you.
Every game matters, so don't miss a moment this summer as the Braves try to battle back in the standings.
Curveball swung on, belted, deep left field. Gone! Ronald Acuna Jr., 5-1 Atlanta.
Join us for Atlanta Braves baseball all season on Asheville's #1 sports station, ESPN Asheville.
Our coverage of the Braves brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville, home of the Parks Promise. Check them out at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
Back in the Sportsocracy, it's ESPN Asheville. Time to get just a bit outside, and as the contracts are being doled out all around the NFL, some deserved, some maybe not so deserved. That Cortland Sutton deal still blows my mind. Anyhow, Rashawn Slater got his big deal. Gets a new deal with the Los Angeles Chargers for $144 million. And did you see the fallout from the online backlash after the deal got announced there, Jeremy?
I did not.
The big fake news account strikes again. I'll give you one guess who it is.
Come
on, you know
Dov
it.
Kleiman?
Dov, yeah.
Anytime you say fake news on Twitter, I'm just assuming it was Dov
There you
Kleiman.
go. Yeah.
Although he is right, shocking amount. Too.
Sometimes he is right. Other times he's terribly wrong, and sometimes his takes are, they draw some attention. We'll put it that way.
He's one of those that I love when he talks about people that I know. I send one text and go, "Oh, so that was complete bullbunky." Okay.
Exactly. He went on the old X, the Twitter machine. He said, Chargers star tackle Rashawn Slater finalized his divorce from his wife recently. Today, Slater signed a $144 million contract extension with the team, including $29 million signing bonus. Talk about good timing. And then he followed that up with another post that said a historic deal where his ex-wife won't see a dime of it. Now, nothing, I guess, too out of, he was not like he was, talking smack about the ex-wife or anything. Just the fact that she wouldn't get any of the contract. But apparently that got shared around so much that she saw it. And she snapped back with, "This has nothing to do with me." And it's his moment. Why the hell are you bringing me into the conversation? And I just wanted to stand up and clap and go, oh, my God, we had an adult interaction for once on the Twitter sphere. Because it doesn't feel like we do that very often these days.
No, Twitter is usually a great place for a person you don't know to tell you how stupid and racist you are.
Absolutely. But his Slater's ex-wife, who will not be getting a dime out of it, so she doesn't want a dime of it, that it's all about him. He deserves to have this success, and that's what we need to be focusing on right now. She called Dove deplorable.
Deplorable.
And I find that admirable.
Yeah, you know what he's not? A reprehensible. That's us.
Mm-hmm.
My story comes from the WNBA game last night between the Washington Mystics and the Phoenix Mercury. I'm going to try to tell the story without laughing, and I'm not sure I'm going to succeed. It's about a player. Her name's Kalia Cooper. playing last night. She plays for Phoenix, and she lost a part of her. She had her wig snatched off by Jade Melbourne. Literally just like, whoop, gone. And the footage of it is so bad that you can't really even tell what happened. She grabs it off the floor, runs straight to the locker room. The announce team will not even talk about what has just happened.
They can't.
But the internet is 100% undefeated.
Talking about it. Yep.
A, talking about it, and B, going through Miss Copper's Twitter, where she said on July 18th, every time I cheat on my hairstylist, bad things happen. That is horrible timing. Just terrible timing. They avoided this like grim death. But something happened at courtside that is blowing my mind. They ejected a fan for making fun of it. I have a question. There are certain things in life that, like, I mean, if Tank started wearing a toupee, I would snatch that thing off his head instantaneously. But if it just fell off, that's funny. And I'm going to laugh until I pee on myself.
It is.
By the way,
it is very funny.
By the way, could you do that, please? Just go find you a toupee. I want
Just
you
so
to
you
look
can
like
snatch it
John
off?
Lovitz for about 3 weeks. Just see how many people make comments on social media.
Right.
Oh, Tank used to have a pointy head, and now he's got a dead raccoon up there.
I want to know what was said. I need to know what was said.
I want to know what was said.
I mean, I'm guessing I would hope that this had to be something egregious that someone in the crowd said. Not
and
just,
it could be, and
that's
it could
funny.
be terrible. But you
Right.
should have expressed that, not just ignore it like it didn't happen, and then let the internet go, well, they got ejected for laughing. Gary, with the comment of the day, that is unbelievable. Good for you, Gary. Good for you. Gary, you never let us down.
Okay.
Gary's quickly becoming one of my favorite people.
Woo! All right. You never know what's going to happen in the exciting world of the WNBA.
Let
You're in
them
the
cook.
Sportsocracy.
Their line. Don't get pissed at me. I didn't do it. I just repeated it off your billboard.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville.
ESPN Asheville.
Yes!
Your mountain weather forecast.
Run
That
around
was
this
your
afternoon.
billboard,
We're in the
not
likely
mine.
scattered shower thunderstorms.
Suck it, nerd!
So if you're moving around, easier to get rain. Clouds, sunshine, otherwise. About 90 degrees, of course, in a range of cool off. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms early, 70. Tomorrow, little patchy fog early, likely showers and thunderstorms once again, 88. Thursday, scattered showers, thunderstorms, 87. And Friday, a bigger cool down, 84, with showers around, maybe a thunderstorm.
All
On the
right,
weather
so
channel,
we'll hit
meteorologist Ray Stitch.
This
Drew's
report
question
is
here to
sponsored by
start
Georgia
this
Aquarium and
segment.
World of Coca-Cola. Georgia
What he said
Aquarium and
was
World of Coca-Cola
Joel
join
Klatt
together
said
to
that
give you
Jeremiah
double the
Smith's the
bubbles
greatest
for
college
less.
football player he's
Visit
ever
both
seen.
to take
Yeah.
Is he
then taste
smoking
some
grams,
rare
or does he have a
sips.
point?
There's worlds to see, all under one deal.
Okay.
Because I'm not going
And
to
at
lie, I think he has a point.
icons.com.
Really?
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Upgrade your learning experience during Dell Technologies Back to School event with AI PCs like the Dell 14 Plus featuring an Intel Core Ultra processor starting at $749.99. Supercharge your studies with features like real-time notes transcription, AI accelerated hardware to run multiple apps without slowing down, extended battery life, and more. That's the power of new AI PCs with Intel inside. Discover a smarter way to learn at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
We can talk about this to
raise
start.
your hand if you want to make your life
And
a
then I
little
say
bit
we
easier.
do a daily
Great.
draft.
Now raise your other
Best
hand
college
if you like to be
football players of
comfortable.
all time.
Perfect. Now
I was just thinking the same thing.
Putting on your
Love it when
shoes.
it's playing.
And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and
Can't
go.
wait for you to
Why don't
take
experience
Red
what people
Grange.
can't stop talking about. Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store.
Taking Red Grange and Jackie Robinson. Boom. Done.
Delivers thrills on your command. Get your imagination going.
He played football at UCLA, moron.
Hotly anticipated new releases and best.
He played 4 sports at UCLA.
I did not.
He was
know
on the track team, he was on the basketball team, he was on the football team, and the baseball team.
Does made learning fun. Now's your chance to say thank you in a big way. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher.
He was an Olympian in track.
The incredible impact of public school educators. Nominate an outstanding teacher in your life who's gone above and beyond for their students to be among the winners of $5,000 to stock their classroom. Help us say thank you to the educators shaping our future. Get all the info and nominate a teacher who goes the extra mile today at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Welcome to the Ingalls Table, a delicious destination with recipes galore. Need to whip up a dessert, entree, side dish?
Gary
No
said at
problem.
one point he had outscored all of their
Experts from the
opponents as an
Ingalls Table
outside
take you through
linebacker
it
by
step
himself.
step with
Yeah.
advice along
Damn,
the way.
I didn't know that.
He was a dog and everything.
Markets.com or swing by the store and pick up your free copy of the Ingalls Table magazine. And let's get cooking.
Oh, yeah, this one's gonna be
Ingalls,
fun.
Low prices, love the savings.
Looking to buy
Johnny Football.
Clarissa sells
Please
WNC
take
with
him.
EXP Realty.
I
We're proud
really want you to.
State team in Buncombe County. Give us a call, 828-774-6343. We're here for what matters most, you.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, we found out a lot of things about our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times one of the best things to have around is a redneck with a chainsaw.
Not just a chainsaw, boy, just country boys in general. When you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
From the Ingalls Studio, WPEK Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, W225CJ Candler, the #1 preset in your car, and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good. The Sportsocracy.
It fires me up, man. I love it. Say it one more time.
The Sportsocracy.
Shake it back!
Beer City's best sports talk.
It is gross.
Just earlier.
They are mature, actually. You just have to get to know them better.
Your lunchtime dose of dumbassery. Live from the Ingalls Studio.
It is ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. We are the Sportsocracy. Heard everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app. Seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click the live video link, subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. Speaking of joining us, I want to remind everybody coming up not this Saturday, but next Saturday, we're going to be down at the Big Wiener Party on Cox Avenue at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue, cooking up some hot dogs. Well, I mean, they're cooking the hot dogs. I'll be topping hot dogs, and Jeremy will be judging the toppings on the hot dogs. You don't want to miss the Big Wiener Party. You can go to bearsbbq.com to learn more. And stay tuned here to the Sportsocracy. Jeremy, we had a question in the YouTube chat in the last hour that I feel like, well, we got to address because your answer to it kind of surprised me. So the question was from who? I'm trying to find it here.
It was from Drew.
From Drew.
Let's see.
And Drew
is from Drew Ryan.
Okay. And what did he say? There it is. He said he was listening to the Joel Klatt show earlier, and he said that Ohio State wide receiver Jeremiah Smith is the greatest college football player he's ever seen. Is he smoking crimes, Jeremy, or does he have a point?
I think he has a point.
Okay.
I want you to understand what I'm getting ready to say here.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah Smith's played 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
He can't come out this year. He still has another 2 seasons at Ohio State. Last year, he had an offensive coordinator who could not get him the ball. He had 76 catches last year for 1,300 yards and 15 touchdowns. Oh, by the way, he also single-handedly blew out Oregon in the Rose Bowl. I don't think I've ever seen a receiver like that, and I can promise you I've never seen one that was 18 years old. He was out of this world last year as an 18-year-old freshman.
Yeah.
I can't say he is – now, I would be projecting this, not saying right now. He's the best player in college football right now, and I don't think it's all that close. The only one close to him is Caleb Downs.
Okay. I can get down with that.
I saw a list, and I can't remember the guy's name. I see a lot of his content on social media. He did his top 10 players in all of college football, and he had Cade Klubnik at 3. Which, okay. You should put the pot down.
Dookie.
But I know how you got to that argument, because once you get to 3, it becomes very open-ended.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremiah Smith's the best offensive player in college football right now, and it's not all that close. And he's 19 years old.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I don't even think he's 19 yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's unheard of.
Yes. He is very, very good. But to put him in the discussion of the greatest players of all time in college football history, as a freshman, knowing that he had that kind of, what did he have, 15 touchdowns last year?
Yes.
On top of that 1,300-yard performance? Yes, the kid is unbelievable. But is he Calvin Johnson good?
Oh, I'm glad you used that one.
Uh-huh.
Calvin Johnson, statistically, I don't think that's even going to end up being close. Calvin Johnson never had 1,300 yards in a season. Ever.
Mm-hmm.
His best year at Georgia Tech was 100 yards less than what Jeremiah Smith just did against considerably lesser competition.
Mm-hmm.
He also had Demaryius Thomas on the other side of him. I can't tell you the greatest college wide receiver I've ever seen was Larry Fitzgerald. That's the best one I've ever seen.
Okay.
I'm not old enough for Jerry Rice. I remember Keyshawn Johnson, but I was young, and Keyshawn was I think he would be the next tier down.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you, I saw Jeremiah Smith do stuff last year that I didn't see Larry Fitzgerald do. I just didn't. I didn't.
Okay. There was a reason that I used Calvin Johnson as the base there.
Now, Calvin Johnson might be the best receiver in NFL history, but I can't go there in college.
Oh, yeah. Well, the reason I asked you about the Calvin Johnson is because ESPN did, I guess this was from last year? No, this was from a few years ago. They did a complete 150 greatest college football players of all time list. Maybe it was for the 150th anniversary, because I think they did that a few years back. Anyhow, Calvin Johnson was like 125 on the list.
That sounds about right. It's about where he should be.
Mm-hmm.
He was good. He was a great prospect. He was not.
Right.
I mean, I could give you a handful of receivers that I would put ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeremiah Smith's already in that conversation at 19 years old.
The highest wide receiver on the greatest college football list from a few years back. 150 players. was Jerry Rice at 32.
And even with Jerry Rice, I feel like that's revisionist history because he played at Mississippi Valley State.
Well, it was inflated stats, sure, but you knew. You knew how talented he was. There were surely questions. I wasn't around for this, but there were surely questions of whether or not he could play on the big stage. But you can go back to old interviews from coaches who said, we knew. We knew when he stepped on the field and put 6 touchdowns up on us. This kid's going to be something special. The numbers were inflated, and I'm not just talking numbers. This is that whole, is he actually better? He can put up numbers, sure, but is he Jerry Rice?
I believe so. I'll put it this way.
Is he Larry Fitzgerald?
The baseline on Jeremiah Smith, short of injuries or anything like that, I think his floor is Tim Brown, who to me is probably the 5th best receiver in college football history.
Okay.
That's Jeremiah Smith's floor. Because for me, at receiver 1, 2 is Larry Fitzgerald and Randy Moss.
All right, so depending on your definition of greatest players of all time, Jeremy is starting with Jeremiah Smith as the 53rd best player in college football history. That's where Tim Brown was on this list 6 years ago.
But now that is projecting because I think he will get better every year. And you've got 2 full years. He's also in just a football factory, and I know they're going to put the talent around him. See, the reason I ding Randy Moss is he played at Marshall.
Right.
If Randy Moss had done at Florida State or Notre Dame what he did at Marshall, he would clearly be the one. The problem is that he was playing at a school that they just didn't cut the mustard on the high side of athletics the same way that Notre Dame did, Florida State did with Fred Biletnikoff. There's a lot of those. Larry Fitzgerald played at Pittsburgh, but that was when they were in the Big East. So he was seeing West Virginia and Miami, and Syracuse was reasonably decent back then. Virginia Tech. Pittsburgh wasn't just an ACC mid-tier program at that point. So, yeah, I think Joel Klatt's got a point. I think Jeremiah Smith's that good. And I'll level with you. I think Ryan Williams is right behind him. I think Ryan Williams is maybe a full step and a half behind him. But I don't think you can have a top 10 players in college football without him.
I would agree.
Alabama has a lot of really good players. I just don't trust any quarterback in that program. You feel free to tell Chris Womack that tomorrow.
Oh, I absolutely will.
I notice how he likes to take little shots at me because he knows I'm listening. I can do that too. Yeah, your 21 starters outside of your quarterback are awesome. Your starting quarterback probably would not start at Marshall. So I do have a fear of that.
Yeah. It's hard for me to look at and I understand the sentiment here, right? Like, because sometimes those dudes do come around that you just look at him and you go, that dude's different. That guy's different. Reggie Bush changed the game for me back in 2004, 2003, whenever that was.
Reggie Bush is probably the most electric player I ever saw.
He was unreal. Probably the best one of my lifetime. Or at least of my football fandom.
I just pulled up this list that you were talking about.
Yeah.
This ESPN list.
Yeah.
This is coming from a lifelong Florida State fan. They have Tim Tebow at 76, which I feel like completely invalidates anything else you have said here.
Yeah, that's way too low.
Daily draft today. Your 6 versus my 6 greatest college football players of all time. Hey, we're still in July. We can do Mount Rushmore stuff in July. We don't have a real football game until Thursday. And to call it a real football game is a bit of a stretch. But
that is a bit of a stretch. Most definitely.
Yesterday, we on radio only, we daily drafted best sequels of all time. I got Happy Gilmore, too, and I feel pretty solid about that.
The football season is right around the corner. We have, of course, the Ingles Living the Dream Tour 2. Want to check out all of the announcements and the plan. Make your plans now for the fan trips coming out or coming up. We have the list out already on the social medias, so you want to go check that out at the Sportsocracy.
Tickets will be available on Friday.
Okay.
We will open up the first set of tickets for the fan trips on Friday.
The fan trips being, of course, brought to you by Clarissa Sells, WNC.com. The ride supplied by Appalachian Motor Coach. Ingles Supermarkets, low prices, love the savings. Parks Ford of Hendersonville, Bears Smokehouse Barbecue. Everybody has got a role in the upcoming trips, and we are forever grateful. And we can't wait to be able to take you along with us. Again, the fan trips do not include a ticket to the game. Some of the local games, like the Panther games, we may be able to help you out to get tickets, but we cannot guarantee anything. And look, it's going to be a blast. If you're looking for just a fun time on a Saturday, Sunday afternoon, there could be worse things than riding down to Charlotte and having some beers and maybe some barbecue with your good friends.
For sure.
That's what I'm saying.
With a big old TV in the back of the bus, and you're legally allowed to drink on it. So let's go.
Andy looked at me the other day. She said, "Am I going to get to go on any of these trips this year?" And I said, "You know what, honey? We're taking a whole gaggle of people to all of these things. I imagine Jeremy's probably going to ride in the bus, and I'm going to be driving that truck all alone. So if you want to sit in a passenger seat, you can go ahead and do that."
Andy is invited to any trip she wants to go on.
Most definitely. You are in the Sportsocracy. It's ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk about some of the dogs of camp. The AFC's best camp performances so far. The hype train is kicked up for several franchises. Everybody's got one. Everybody's got that one dude that the coaches, the fans in attendance, the insiders are all saying is going to be that dude. Who are those guys? We'll ask the question of Flostradamus Jeremy Green when we return.
Every game matters, so moment this summer as the Braves try to battle back in the standings.
Curveballs.
Yeah, we're clear.
We'll start with the AFC South. We have a super chat on that.
Righto.
5-1 Atlanta.
Join us for Atlanta Braves baseball all season on Asheville's #1 sports station, ESPN Asheville.
Our coverage of the Braves brought to you by Parks Ford of Hendersonville, home of the Parks Promise. Check them out at parksfordhendersonville.com.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the GPS directions first before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in and get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
This is a great plan.
When events are happening,
These recent events,
you should plan on listening.
what should our involvement be in this conflict?
Talk about what I have planned.
Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Check in.
That's got to be the end state.
On News Radio 570, WWNC.
Check out Behind the Flow, a podcast documentary series following the launch of San Diego Football Club.
San Diego coming to MLS is going to be a game changer because this region has been hungry for a men's professional soccer team.
We need to embrace this community.
Listen to San Diego FC Behind the Flow on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Behind the Flow and start listening.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, we found out a lot of things about our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times one of the best things to have around is a redneck with a chainsaw.
Not just a chainsaw, boy, just country boys in general. When you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013.
At Ingalls, we're proud to work with hundreds of local farms and businesses in the communities we call home. Not only does it ensure that you get top-quality, fresh items for your family table, it's a way for us to support the amazing individuals who pour their heart and soul into delivering the very best they can do. Quality, freshness, community, it's all in the bag. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Park Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment, committed to you as our customers and the community that we serve. To do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
That is some good, clean family fun there, eh, Cott?
It is ESPN Asheville. You're listening to the Sportsocracy. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. And we're heard everywhere you go on the iHeart Radio app. Who's that dog? Training camp. We all know the cliches of training camp, right? This is when you strap it up 2-a-days in the heat, puking on the field. No, they don't do that anymore. They don't push them like that in training camp anymore. We found out.
Well, Mason Graham does.
That was a bad idea. Mason Graham, he's like the Darren Drozdoff of the NFL, isn't he? I think I heard about him puking like first 10 seconds he got onto the field.
He did. That was at minicamp back in May.
Was it? Did he have another incident?
He's had a couple, from what I understand. He will not be the player we talk about with the Cleveland Browns.
The camp hype stories. Who are the biggest ones for each and every team in the NFL? We'll run through the AFC here on today's program. NFC Dogs coming up on Thursday's program after a Womack Wednesday break tomorrow. AFC South is where you wanted to start, Jeremy?
Yeah, we have a super chat to that extreme.
Cause it's all about the money, money, money. All about that money, money, money. I do this for my hustle all day.
That's from Sir Jimothy. He said he'd be in and out today, but Travis Hunter's looking really good on tape. So I figure we start there with the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's not just Travis Hunter. The name that I keep hearing is Jerry Jones. Monteric Brown got hurt, I believe that was Monday. He'll miss the rest of the camp, possibly into the season. There is a great chance that Jerry Jones is going to be the starting corner on the outside and then slide into the slot when Travis Hunter plays defensively.
Okay.
And I'm not going to lie to you, that was kind of how I always thought this was going to go in the first place. And this is going to sound crass, but it's true. Sometimes guys have an injury or they're out of shape or whatever the case may be, and it decides a competition, and it winds up going the way that it was probably going to go anyway. Monteric Brown was not beating Jerry Jones, not from what I've seen. He's just been everywhere. And Travis Hunter, it's showing on a daily basis just how unbelievably, freakishly talented this kid is. Also, a really good time to say for the 5,000th time, hey, when you draft your fantasy football teams this year, we're not doing the fantasy football stuff this year. That's David Smith and Zach Hurst. But just, my 2 cents, you should probably find a way to have Brian Thomas Jr. Because he's real good at football.
That he is. Trevor Lawrence, is he going to have a bounce back?
I don't really care. I don't think there is a, at least talking from a fantasy perspective, which is what it felt like you were asking there. I don't see a path of Trevor Lawrence is good enough to really be relevant.
Okay.
He's going to fall into that 10 to 12 to 14 tier, and there's about 10 of those.
Right. Just fine, nothing special.
That's one of the things that makes it hard for me to do real life football and fantasy is that Trevor Lawrence and Baker Mayfield are almost exactly the same guy fantasy football-wise.
Right. All right, so the Jacksonville Jaguars have Jerry Jones shaping up to be their dog out of camp. How about the Houston Texans?
Not the team I was planning on you saying right there. Houston has been an interesting camp solely because the defense seems like it is just light years ahead of the offense.
Mm-hmm.
The latest reports I've got is that the offensive line is starting to look better, but it was not impressive to begin with. And they're doing a lot of moving around. The name that I had for Houston was Ariante Ursery. Every report out of that camp has his name in it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All of them. And I think it's going to be really integral to their success that he finds a spot to play on that offensive line. The defense has been the star. Azeez Al-Shahir had a great practice on Saturday. Kalen Bullock's had a handful of really good practices. That Houston defense is going to be filthy.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm, when you do these things, you're really kind of looking, you want an offense and a defense. I'll say it's the whole Houston Texans defense, but the name to really keep an eye on is Ariante Ursery.
Okay. All right. Houston Ariante Ursery. The rookie out of, where's he out of? Minnesota?
Yes. Minnesota loves recruiting linemen that look like they should be linemen, like power linemen, cutting down trees with their bare hands and things like
that. Indianapolis Colts. Who's their camp dog?
I've heard this one a lot. DJ Giddens. I told you going into this process, Jonathan Taylor is quickly getting to those lines of demarcation that I talk about with running backs. And with the way Indianapolis is built, one of the things you always have to do when you look at a team on the whole, look at how they built the team and look at where they spent their money. Indianapolis spent their money bulking up that defense. And now, I'm not lying to you, I kind of like the defense. I think they have a lot of talent on the defensive side of the ball. But the big question mark is quarterback. Well, what does that tell you? That tells you they're going to run a lot. Indianapolis wants to beat you by running the ball. Just remember, where did Shane Steichen come from?
Mm-hmm.
If you get, whether it's Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson, that can be mobile outside of the pocket, hit a handful of big plays a game, the receiving core actually played pretty well last year, considering. I think the line's pretty solid. They added Tyler Warren. I don't think it's going to be a beautiful offense. But, Tank, where is the line of demarcation that I always say with running backs?
Was it 2,000 touches?
2,000 touches. Do you know how many Jonathan Taylor has right now?
No, it's probably 15.
1,400 and some change.
Okay.
That's saying a lot for a guy that won't be 26 or won't be 27, until the playoffs start.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be surprised if DJ Giddens has more of a role in this offense. They've wanted a second running back for years. They just kept investing their money in the wrong place.
Right.
Zach Moss, Trey Sermon, none of those guys are actually, honest to God, realistic twos. I think DJ Giddens is. So don't be shocked if that Jonathan Taylor carry number comes in around 250. It was 303 last year, and that was in 14 games.
Mm-hmm.
That's way too many. I don't know how good you are at math, but you can play that out. That's over 20 snaps or 20 carries per game. Doesn't do much in the passing game, which keeps his touch numbers down.
Right. He only gets like 15 catches a year.
He had 18 last year.
Okay.
So that keeps the touch number down a little bit because he's not as featured out of the running game. Don't be shocked if DJ Giddens is. Don't be shocked if DJ Giddens starts getting those touches that you're I like DJ Giddens a lot.
All right, let's go Tennessee Titans to wrap up the AFC South.
Tennessee's a cop-out, but it's the name that I hear every single time I talk to anybody about that team. It was going to be Traylon Burks. By the way, Tank, I know you keep this song dialed up on the board. I think it's time we say T's and P's to the Traylon Burks era. He was having a great camp. Felt like he was reborn. He's been waived by the Tennessee Titans.
Oh.
After breaking his collarbone in practice the other day. It's very sad. Career stat line as the player that they traded A.J. Brown directly for. 53 catches, 699 yards, and a touchdown. Or as A.J. Brown likes to call it, October.
Woo,
that's one of those trades. Do you remember when that trade happened? We were doing that was the only draft we ever did live at Radio Ranch. And I remember that trade came down, and I was so angry that they traded A.J. Brown for nothing more than a first-round pick, and the Jets had one and didn't send it to Tennessee for him.
Right.
Love A.J. Brown. I wish he'd stop reading books on the sideline, but, you know.
And Traylon Burks. No more in Tennessee.
No, that trade's dead. Oh, by the way, they got Roger McCreary, and or one of the picks that they got in that deal became Roger McCreary. And Nick Petit-Frere.
Hot.
If that was an NBA trade, we traded you Klay Thompson, and you traded us Thomas Clayson. Good for you.
Wait, you don't like McCreary?
He's fine, but there was also more to that deal. That was just one of the picks was part of a deal to go up and get McCreary. Mm-hmm. Nick Petit-Frere, also known as the great turnstile of the NFL.
Indeed. So your Tennessee...
Gary Burch with a super chat that I can't read. I can't say that. Oh. I mean, I want to because it's very funny. We'll say it in the break when we're not on terrestrial radio.
Okay. I do love it. I do love the irreverent super chats that we get sometimes.
This one's fantastic. It goes back to our sequel draft yesterday.
So the camp dog for the Tennessee Titans is who?
It's Cam Ward.
Cam Ward.
That's the name I hear from everybody there, and we've got pretty good friends there from our time in Indianapolis. Mm. They all tell me Cam Ward looks the part of a franchise NFL quarterback. He has come in here and just done his job. And I really do I do appreciate that. And, you know, we talked about him earlier in the week or later last week of he's been the quietest number one pick I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also that's a positive. And he can just come in here and be a rookie, and the expectation is not as crazy as it's been with some of these other guys. And I don't think he's going to get squished that way.
Yep.
Ches Johnson said it has to be Ward. He's the only thing they have to hang their hat on. Well, they could hang their hat on Will Levis's shoulder, but I think he got that fixed because it did kind of look like what you would hang your hat on. Have you seen that picture?
No.
Oh, his shoulder is disgusting. Look, it's got a hump in the middle of it. He looked like the hunchback of Notre Dame. It was
gross.
Gnarly.
Gross. That's rough.
I heard Gia Tutty. Never mind. No good can come from where where I was headed there. You write the joke yourself.
That's what he gets for putting mayonnaise in his coffee? Is that what you were going to say?
That's not what I was going to say, but we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. Just kidding. T's and P's, Will.
ESPN Asheville.
Clear.
your mountain
So
weather
the
forecast.
super chat said
Run around this
surprised Jeremy
afternoon,
didn't go
we're
with
the
Toy
likely
Story
scattered
6,
shower thunderstorm
where Buzz and
category,
Woody
so
meet
moving
Andy's
around,
mom's
easier to
toys
get
with the
rain.
same name as them.
Cloud, sunshine.
Yeah.
Of course, it'll range and cool off. Tonight, showers and
I
thunderstorms
wanted
early.
to say it really
70.
bad.
Tomorrow, little patchy fog early. Likely showers and thunderstorms once.
Old Buzz Quiverbone.
Showers, thunderstorms, 87. And Friday, a bigger cool down, 84, with showers around, maybe a thunderstorm. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stager.
This report,
And Sheriff Woodrow Fuckstick.
and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
It's a classic odor tale. You fried fish for dinner, cleaned up, but the smell is still in the house. And the neighbors are coming over for game night. They're on their way. And then you spray Febreze Air Mist. Febreze Air starts working instantly to fight even your toughest odors, so you go from fish to fresh like that. Now, all you have to worry about is Pam cheating at charades.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
There's a lot of uncertainty in the world, but one thing's for sure. You need a PC you can rely on. Whether it's for school, gaming, or whatever your next chapter holds, Lenovo.com has the tech to help you succeed. Shop PCs right now at
I wish I could play
Lenovo.com
this
during their
rant
back-to-school
from Dave
sale,
Aranda.
where students can save more when they sign up for a Lenovo education account.
fantastic.
Free shipping, easy return,
I didn't see it.
financing.
He
That's
compared,
Lenovo.com.
you know that scene in Wolf of Wall Street where all the
You've got
midgets
apps
start
for
chanting,
everything.
one of
Music,
us,
photos,
one of
even
us.
ordering coffee.
He-
but only one app gives you
that
the
whole
live radio
scene.
experience.
He
It's
said it
radio,
all, and I
your
still
way,
don't even know what he was drawing the
anytime,
comparison
anywhere.
to.
Join the millions already listening. The free iHeartRadio app. Number one app for radio.
Buying or selling a home doesn't have to be stressful. Let me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert, guide you every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home, looking to sell quickly, or exploring investment opportunities, I've got the experience and the tools to get you the best deal possible. Call me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty at 828-774-6343. Let's make your real estate dreams a
All right, you were going north.
realtor. I'm making
Yeah, are we
moves
doing
and making
weird here?
dreams come true.
Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in Asheville has two things that all Sportsocracy. I don't think we should if we're going to do a daily draft.
Portions.
All right, I'll save
We've still
my
got
story
three
for tomorrow.
divisions to get into. Balls are packed with mac and cheese, pulled pork, cornbread, and deep fried.
Yeah, we can do
and then
two
topped with
after
bacon
the
and
daily
cheese
draft,
sauce.
too.
This is the place to be.
We do
Live
two
music
here and
on
one after the daily
Saturdays
draft.
and the first Sunday of every month. They partner with the Guitar Bar to host Mr. Jimmy's Barbecue Blues. Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville and South Asheville.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising
Save
college
my
basketball
story
games,
about,
bringing the
Ozzy
Fan
Osbourne's
Fest to
funeral
semi-pro
plans
soccer,
for tomorrow.
or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
The Sportsocracy.
What are you people? On dope?
It is ESPN Asheville. The Sportsocracy comes to you live from the Ingles studio. Jeremy's in the NFLDraft.net mullet manner, as he has become accustomed to. Watching all his training camp footage, breaking down all of the schemes and such. Do you get, like, insider camp footage and stuff like that?
I do. Mainly, I don't take
reps in practice.
I don't take as much away from a lot of that. I'll be honest with you. I know somebody that covers every team in the NFL. I take and the ones that I talk to a lot are the ones that I really appreciate how they cover camp, if that makes any sense. They don't just show up to make it it is a social occasion, don't get me wrong. It's where a lot of us meet and plan things for the year, and they really break down the reps and what they see. So I take more of that than I really do just breaking down any of the footage that I get. You don't learn a lot, and there's not a lot of context either. You see a guy make a great play, awesome, he made a great play. What do you do the rest of the day?
Mm-hmm.
Camps are strange. I've seen a few over the years that it was, certain media members would talk about player X because he had this great catch. Yeah, and he had 7 drops. Weird, you didn't bring up that part. You only brought up the good part. Those guys, I have no interest.
Well, because it's practice. We don't focus on the negatives in practice. We focus on the good points of practice.
You should, though. If a guy has stone hands, I probably need to know that.
Yeah. The biggest dogs in training camp. There's one for every team. Jeremy has isolated that person, pinpointed who that is for each team. In the AFC North, where do you have a place you want to start? Is there one above all others on the hype train?
No, you just tell me which team
in the AFC North. All right, let's go Pittsburgh Steelers. That's
Pittsburgh,
the most interesting camp.
Pittsburgh. Well, I can't say that I agree with you there. All of the talk has been about Aaron Rodgers because, of course, it is. I will say I have been unimpressed with the offensive line so far.
Okay.
Up until this point, I'm seeing a lot of pressure, which tends to be a really bad sign this early in camp. Look, it does benefit. The defensive guys have an advantage over the offensive guys because these are, limited contact. It is easier to get around a guy when they can't really rough you up. They can't really block you the way that they're supposed to.
Right.
It is a little disconcerting to me, especially with a team where I think their offensive line is one of their strengths. It is disconcerting to me that I have seen a lot of clunky. It's been just clunky. Montana Lamonius Craig, which I'm convinced was the name on Key and Peele, had been having a very impressive camp. He got hurt, I believe it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can't unsee it. Keegan Michael literally put out he did the name and did a picture from that show of.
Oh, did
we
he?
missed one? Yeah. When he got signed a few weeks ago. The defense has looked pretty impressive. Several big plays from Jalen Ramsey. It just, at this point, it looks so clunky because it's so new.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that there's really anybody for Cleveland that I'm jumping up, or for, not Cleveland, Pittsburgh, excuse me, that I'm jumping up and down about up until this point. It does, now to say something nice about Pittsburgh, it does look like DK Metcalf and Aaron Rodgers have a pretty decent connection. I'm just not really seeing it with anybody else.
Okay.
So he's really trying to get the ball to Jonnu Smith, I will tell you that much, and it's led to 2 really bad interceptions.
Mm-hmm. So this is a non-applicable?
No, it's the defense is what I would be excited about.
Okay.
Is that the defense up until this point has looked good. The question is that because the offense has been so bad or because your defense is actually that good?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And as of this point, I can't answer that. I just will say that it's been very clear that the defense is ahead.
Mm-hmm. Cleveland Browns.
I knew that was the one you were going to ask me next.
Who's their dog?
The name that I hear the most is Deontay Johnson. That it looks like he's going to end up being, at worst, the number 2 receiver on that team. Because he's just so hard to cover when he's locked in.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to say that he is locked in at this point. He's just been really impressive to this point. He's been working a lot with Dylan Gabriel and a lot with Shedeur Sanders.
Mm.
And yes, before anybody asks me, the way that the camp breakdown has gone, it was Flacco, Pickett, Gabriel, Shador. Now with Kenny Pickett hurt, it's been running Flacco, Gabriel, Shador. Everybody talks about, well, Shador's going to end up starting for this team. You got to remember, they liked Dylan Gabriel better. The one actually pulling the strings here, which is the coach, liked Dylan Gabriel better.
They drafted him, 2 rounds ahead of him?
Yes.
Was he third round?
Yes.
Yeah.
And when Flacco got a day off, I think it was Saturday, and Gabriel worked with the ones and Shador worked with the twos.
Mm-hmm.
Another name just to be aware of, Carson Schlesinger has apparently been all over the field.
So Deontay Johnson, did not expect to hear that name.
Not going to lie to you, I didn't expect to say that name today. But that's the one I've heard the most.
Until he has another episode.
Well, I mean, and you also got to remember, Deontay Johnson was never – I feel like it's really easy to compare him to Antonio Brown because they were both Steeler receivers that had been kind of head cases in the locker room. He was never accused of the same things that Antonio Brown was.
No.
He was just a diva wide receiver.
Right. He's just crazy.
Well, I mean, he also went to Carolina, which he didn't ask for. He was traded there. He was traded out of there and went to, was it Baltimore?
Baltimore.
And he tried to assimilate to that program, and they had next to no interest in him.
I was going to say, could not.
And then he signed with Houston, and he couldn't assimilate there either. This Cleveland, it's just a different deal.
3 teams in 1 year is a bad look.
It is.
And then you know what doesn't help you after you bounce 3 teams in 1 year? Landing with the Cleveland Browns. He's got like the biggest PR nightmare hill to get over. All right. Maybe if he's a solid number 2 in Cleveland. No. Yeah, he probably will be. Just a real big, solid number 2. Right there in the middle of Cleveland.
I see what you're doing there.
Let's go Cincinnati Bengals.
This one might shock you as much as what I said about Deontay Johnson. The defense has looked markedly better than what you would think.
Well, let's go. That's good news.
A lot of praise for the corners. The name that I keep getting told to watch out for is Dax Hill.
Okay.
He's probably not going to be fully ready until hopefully for week 1. But he is taking reps. And I will tell you, Cincinnati was super high on him last year. I always thought he was a safety, and I still maintain I think he would be better playing that role.
Mm-hmm.
But they think he's going to be a legit, true corner. They are not as worried with DJ Ivey, DJ Turner, Cam Taylor-Britt, and Dax Hill. They are not as worried about that secondary as the rest of us are. Now, that could be a fool's errand. It happens to a team every year that they think they're in better shape than they are, and it serves to burn them.
Mm-hmm.
But Cincinnati's a team that I'm quickly buying. And I know it's been a clunky offseason with Shamar Stewart and Trey Hendrickson. If that defense is even competent, they should be a playoff team. And a playoff team that nobody wants to play.
You would think with an offense like that, if the defense was even halfest, as you like to say, then they would be competitive and a nightmare. But if they can't stop anybody, then that's a major problem, and that's where they've been, and they've been having to get lucky in shootouts.
Evan Doyle does have a good point, one of our resident Cincinnati Bengals fans. He said there is a right answer for the Cincinnati Bengals, and his name is Jermaine Burton. I've heard that one too. The problem with Jermaine Burton was never his talent. It was what he did when he left the facility. So I don't have somebody following him around like the FBI, so I can't attest to any of that, but he has been impressive. He's had a couple really good catches. Their social media team has liked Jermaine Burton a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And look, if he's even a facsimile of a third receiver, and you've got him and Iashivas with Mike Gesicki Oh, and by the way, you got T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and Chase Brown coming out of the backfield. Whew. That takes a lot of fear out of that offensive line away. Because you just can't send heat at them.
Right.
How do you blitz a team that has that many weapons? Because, I mean, honestly, we saw enough from Yeshivas last year to go, he can be a third receiver in this league.
Yes.
I don't think there's any doubt in that.
Yes, he can.
But you get Jermaine Burton to give you anything. And you know he's talented. We never had a problem with his talent.
No. It's all about what's between the ears.
He was just a dumpster fire between the ears.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, last year he had 4 catches for 107 yards. He played 14 games.
Yeah.
With an offense that that had a defense that couldn't stop anybody. That tells you a lot.
Cincinnati Bengals dog of camp. For Jeremy, it's Dax Hill. Our
it's the
resident
secondary.
Bengals fan says Jermaine Burton. It's the secondary.
It's the secondary on the whole. I mean, I've heard Jordan Battle. I've heard Geno Stone. I've heard basically every name except Josh Newton, who apparently can't stop having reversals of fortune.
Ooh.
It's always a good sign that a guy's not in great shape.
Right. All right, and the final team in the AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens.
I mean, I'm going to go with Derrick Henry just off that social media video with the very smart-looking young lady with the dog. If you haven't seen that video, do yourself a favor. Go check that bad boy out.
Okay.
If I was going to pinpoint one, it would probably be DeAndre Hopkins. There's been a lot of good that's come out of Baltimore. Basically, the only negative I've heard is that they don't have great faith in the kicking game right now. Tyler Loop has been up and down. He had one really good day, and then he's had a couple really mediocre days.
Okay.
And when you've had Justin Tucker forever, who was Mr. Consistency, that's unnerving. Mm-hmm. But I've heard and seen a lot from DeAndre Hopkins that makes me think DeAndre is easy to forget because he hasn't been the guy in a handful of years. He's still only 33 years old. And I get it.
33.
Well, he's only 33, but he hasn't. He's had a couple years where he didn't play a ton of games. Mm-hmm. If he can stay on the field, I think he can still be that 2023 Titan version. 75 catches. He had over 1,000 yards that year and 7 touchdowns. I mean, look, is he ever going back to 1,313 touchdowns? No. But I don't need him to. I need him to be a legit 2. He was also the second fastest player at a Ravens practice. I think that was day 2. He was the second fastest clock player on the field.
Whoa.
Which was almost hard for me to believe. Had I not seen it, I wouldn't have believed it.
Right. That's super impressive. At 33, if you can still be the fastest guy on the field.
He outran Zay Flowers.
Awesome.
Because they have the little trackers that'll tell you the MPH and all those things. Mm-hmm. He was faster than Zay Flowers. I can't remember who beat him. Stephen Tao probably can tell me. That's because, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was the one that actually told me that. If he can be a legit 2, Baltimore is going to be terrifying. And I think he can be.
Not a single hole. Because to me, that's the biggest hole you got. It's what was behind Zay. Rashad wasn't bad last year.
No.
Right? Finally had his breakout year. Add DeAndre Hopkins, and if you get a good version of that, you can see why people like Jeremy are picking them to go all the way.
Yeah, I mean, and then you look at the depth that they have with Tylan Wallace and Tez Walker. They've still got whatever that Malik Cunningham project is, but you've also got 3 tight ends that I really believe in.
Yeah.
Baltimore just has a lot of talent.
I was having a discussion with somebody the other day about the Baltimore Ravens and whether or not this was the year. And I feel like if it's not them, it's Buffalo.
Right now, I'm very invested in Baltimore. I think this is the year that Baltimore wins the Super Bowl. Because they have insulated themselves so well. And Baltimore is the team that's really high on those talent under 25 lists where you go, oh, yeah, that doesn't include Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Isaiah Likely, Mark Andrews, Ronnie Stanley, basically anybody from the defense. They've got a ton of talent.
Mm-hmm.
This does kind of feel like a now or never kind of year for Baltimore.
You're certainly set up for success. It's the best team, could be the most complete team that Lamar Jackson has had around him. And the best opportunity for John Harbaugh to get another title.
I want to play a quick game before we go into this the bottom of the hour break.
Okay.
Who would you, outside of Lamar Jackson, because quarterback is the answer on every team, who would you say is the most important player on the Baltimore Ravens roster?
Part of me wants to say Roquan. Because he's the play caller, isn't he?
He is. So Roquan's got Trenton Simpson behind him. He's got Teddy Buchanan behind him. He's got Jay Higgins behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, all a step down, but not a drop off a cliff.
Okay.
I can do that with every single player that you could possibly tell me here. They have 2 or 3 options behind every player. Pass rusher, I told you I have issues with their ability to rush the passer, but you know I love Mike Green as a player. But you got Odafe Owe and Kyle Van Noy and Adisa Isaac, who was a guy that I liked coming out. To the point of David Ajabo he needs to have a good camp. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I was going to say no man's land.
Well, I mean, he's running with the 3s.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good problem to have. At corner, you got Nate Wiggins, Jair Alexander, and Marlon Humphrey as your starters. They have TJ Tampa, Chidobe Awuzie, and Jalen Armour-Davis behind that. They're very insulated from injury.
Yep.
Not saying that injuries can't be a problem because it is a drop-off every time you go into that second unit, but it's not the drop-off that some of these other teams have.
No.
Buffalo's got a secondary that if one of their guys gets hurt, they might be calling one of us, which could be a problem.
Who was it? Joel Klatt was talking earlier today about how Jeremiah Smith may be the best college football player of all time. The sophomore wide receiver from Ohio State. Coming up next, Jeremy and I will go head-to-head in the daily draft. Best college football players of all time. Will one of us put Jeremiah on the list? Stay tuned to find out.
ESPN Asheville. Your mountain weather forecast.
And we're clear.
Run around the south
Thank you.
we're in the likely scattered shower thunderstorm category. So if you're moving around, easier to get rain, clouds, sunshine, otherwise. About 90 degrees, of course, in a range of cool off. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms early, 70. Tomorrow, little patchy fog early, likely showers and thunderstorms once again, 88. Thursday, scattered showers, thunderstorms, 87. And Friday, a bigger cool down, 84, with showers around, maybe a thunderstorm. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by
Bojangles. It's always bow time.
It's bow time. Introducing Bojangles' new Breakfast Burrito. It's your favorite crispy bow rounds, savory sausage, fluffy eggs, cheese, and southern gravy all wrapped in a warm flour tortilla. But hurry, it's here for a limited time. It's bow time.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. A weekend full of superstar performances. And listen, starting Monday, to win your way there.
Ingles Tools for Schools is here. Drop off your school supplies at Ingles on Smoky Park Highway Thursday, August 7th. Plus, right now, you can buy a Tools for Schools icon for just $5 at the register of your neighborhood Ingles. Tools for Schools with Ingles, Evelyn Charities, and ESPN Asheville.
Dan Scott here, inviting you to check out my new show every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. here on ESPN Asheville, where we bring sports and faith together.
The Dan Scott Show, 8 a.m. Sundays on ESPN Asheville.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a lawyer, but getting some guy who just watches courtroom dramas.
Guilty, erroneous, sustained.
Are you just saying random words?
Don't settle for just any insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Mark Starling, and this Medical Minute is brought to you by Swain Community Hospital. July is UV Safety Month, and at Swain Community Hospital, we want to help you stay safe in the sun. With hot sunny days and outdoor fun in full swing, it's more important than ever to protect yourself from harmful UV rays. Yes, sunshine helps your body make vitamin D, but too much of it can cause painful sunburns, premature aging, eye damage, and even skin cancer, the most common cancer in the U.S. The good news, it's all preventable. Here are 5 simple ways to protect yourself. Seek shade, especially between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Wear protective clothing, hats, and sunglasses. Use SPF 30 or higher sunscreen, and don't forget to reapply. Check your local UV index before heading out. And be aware that some medications can increase your sun sensitivity. These small steps can make a big difference. Your skin and your future self will thank you. Visit SwainCommunity.com to learn more.
Looking to buy or sell in Asheville? At Clarissa Sells WNC with eXp Realty, we're proud to be the #1 real estate team in Buncombe County. Give us a call, 828-774-6343. We're here for what matters most, you.
Folks, I hope you're ready. Coming up next month, the best party ever to hit Cox Avenue. It's the Big Wiener Party at Bear Smokehouse Barbecue. Saturday, August 9th from 2 to 6 on the South Slope. 9 teams will compete, topping 2,700 hot dogs and only 1 Royal Wiener. Hosted by food stars The Vulgar Chef and The Food in My Beard, with local celebrity judges and comedians from the Asheville Comedy Festival, all for a good cause, supporting Link for Life's free mental health counseling for Asheville's food and beverage workers. Tickets are on sale now.
Welcome to the Ingalls Table, a delicious destination with recipes galore. Need to whip up a dessert, entree, side dish? No problem. The experts from the Ingalls Table take you through it step by step, with expert tips and advice along the way. Find the Ingalls Table at ingalls-markets.com or swing by the store and pick up your free copy of the Ingalls Table magazine. And let's get cooking. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
From the Ingalls Studio, WPEK Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, W225CJ Candler, the #1 preset in your car, and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good. Live from the Ingalls Studio.
I can't wait to play with myself every day.
The Sportsocracy.
Damn the devil to hell! Let the big dogs eat! Let them on the field!
Come get you some of this.
Fire them cannons! By golly, put more powder in those things.
He couldn't take any more disappointment.
Oh my God. The Jets killed him.
It is ESPN Asheville, and this is the Sportsocracy. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. You can hear us everywhere you go on the iHeartRadio app, and you can also watch us anytime on the YouTube, but especially live from 12 to 3 every weekday afternoon. We appreciate everybody for joining us here on this wonderful summer Tuesday afternoon, where it continues to be sweltering outside of Radio Ranch here. Jeremy has taken refuge from the sun inside his mullet manor.
I have a nice fan overhead. I have one right in front of my face. Air conditioner is blasting on me, and it's still a little warm in here.
Jeremy, who likes it to be Arctic temperatures in his home.
It's 68 in here right now. That's fine.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
68's fine.
Better than the 63 that you travel with.
Oh, if you'll let me put it on 55 in an Airbnb, it's going on 55.
It's going on 55. I can attest.
I will tell you the same thing I tell my wife. You can put on a sweater. I can't peel my skin off. And I'm fat, and I don't like it.
We still have the AFC East and the AFC West to get to, and on the dog watch, who's that camp dog that you should be excited about? Jeremy giving us one for each and every team in the NFL. We'll do the NFC coming up on Thursday. But first, daily draft time, Jeremy. The topic was broached earlier today. As somebody brought up in the who was it? David? Was that the name that brought it up in the YouTube chat? Drew. Thank you. I knew it started with the D. Drew brought up in the YouTube chat that Joel Klatt was talking earlier today that Jeremiah Smith, the sophomore wide receiver from Ohio State, might be the greatest college football player of all time, or that he's seen, or I think he said of all time. I don't think he said that I've seen.
He said the greatest college football player I've ever seen.
Okay, all right. So he did say
He didn't say anything about – you had it backwards.
Which is
He didn't
fair.
say anything about all time. We started inferring that.
We started inferring that. Okay. All right. Just wanted to be clear. Just want to mix his words up. So, daily draft. Who are the greatest college football players of all time in your mind? Number one pick, Jeremy. You taking it?
No, that'll be you.
Oh, you're giving it to me.
Yep. Because I'm going to give you a shot to get your guy, and then if you don't, it's on you.
So, Herschel Walker is number one.
I literally had already typed out that's who you were taking, and we did not pre-plan this.
I mean, I really wanted someone else, but if that's the game we have to play, then that's the game I have to play. Herschel Walker set the standard in the 1980s for the modern running back, right? I mean, you had Walter at the pro level, and then Herschel came in and looked like something we'd never seen before. I mean, he was like a robot to SEC fans. Dominated at Georgia, led him to a national championship, had a historic career where he scored 800 touchdowns. He had 5,200 rushing yards in his 3-year career. 52 touchdowns, averaged 159 yards per game.
Which is insanity.
Right. The dude was an absolute monster. He was an absolute monster. And then, of course, went on to the pro career that was, well, a little rocky. Goes to the USFL, comes into the NFL, he's not the world beater at the pro level that many thought he might be.
He had one great season.
He did have one great season. And one of the worst trades in all of NFL history.
Yeah, that one didn't turn out so well.
No. Sparked the Dallas dynasty because Minnesota wanted to make some waves. But, I mean, the guy had 11 NCAA records by the time he left school in 1982. I only feel sad because I didn't get to see him. I was born in 1982, and I would love to have been able to see that in person. But even going back and watching the footage, you could tell. Watching freshman Herschel Walker bowl over Tennessee seniors is something every Georgia Dog fan can take pride in.
Formidable first pick from you.
Mm-hmm.
Was not who I would have taken at 1, but he would not have come back to you.
Precisely.
My first 2 picks are both guys that I can call them by their first name, and you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Okay.
Bo's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Bo Jackson is, to this day, the greatest athlete I've ever seen. He had, kind of like Herschel Walker, he had a weird pro career. But in terms of at the college level, I have never seen anybody dominate the way that he did. I also love that he took Herschel Walker's number just to prove I'm as good as you, if not better.
And he did well with it.
Averaged 6.6 yards a carry. Had 43 touchdowns at Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think, you know me well enough, I don't think you really have to think about who my next pick is.
Dion.
Nope.
Ooh.
Barry Sanders.
Really? Barry
Sanders.
Okay.
And I know there's a great chance you will take Dion. I would like to have Deion because Deion was special. Barry Sanders set a record that nobody will ever break.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. It's just not going to happen. And I get it. He really only had the 1 year at Oklahoma State because he was part of a platoon the first 2 years. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
He was insane. 2,628 yards and 37 rushing touchdowns. Oh, by the way, in 11 games. That was in 11 games. Let me try my best to put this in a way that you can understand. Ashton Genty played last year at a school that was in a much lower conference, not nearly the level of competition. In 14 games, with 30 less carries, he had 8 less touchdowns, and I think he finished like 27 yards behind Barry. That was in 3 more games, and he was the most dominant player in college football by a mile.
Yep.
Barry did that in 11.
Mm-hmm.
In 11 games. Yeah, I feel real good. Bo, Barry, 1-2.
Very good.
Action to you, sir.
Barry definitely was not coming back to you. I was convinced there that you were going to go Deion, and I was going to get Herschel Walker and Barry Sanders and be very, very happy.
And then that didn't happen that way.
Because it was going to give me a trio of running backs that, I mean, you talk about greatest of all time. My two, you forced me into Herschel, but my two is going to be Jim Brown. I can't not take him. I get that it was a long time ago, and I get the whole, I don't like stuff that was older than me. Oh, it was the 1950s. He was playing against dudes that were taking trigonometry. I get it. Jim Brown was unreal.
Jim Brown was a dog.
He was like, I mean, he's out there playing with third graders.
Which he kind of was, but.
He was incredible. He was the greatest thing that sports had really ever seen. Started the whole 44 thing, the 44 club at Syracuse, which it just dawned on me today that I'm kind of part of the 44 club as well. Because when I was playing youth league basketball, I picked the jersey number 44 because my favorite player when I was growing up was Derek Coleman. Odd, I know.
That is a weird
pull. Derek Coleman. I loved Derek Coleman. He was just because I just loved it. He was fiery. He was just something about that old school Big East basketball back in its heyday with dudes like him and Ronnie Cycli, and that's like a golden age of basketball. But I was a really big Derek Coleman fan. So when it came up for me to get a jersey in the, there's 44. That's me. It didn't even click in my head today that that's where that came from. Was Jim Brown starting the 44 club at Syracuse University.
That's funny. 13 wound up with me because I was the biggest kid on the team. That was the biggest jersey on the team. And, hey, everybody hates this number? Cool. It makes me love it.
All right, and then I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna give you an opportunity to have your guy.
Oh,
yeah, because I'm going Peyton Manning next. He was just
take a guy I liked.
He was so different, and
worst
it was
Heisman
one of those
vote
that
ever.
You knew, huh?
Worst Heisman vote ever, and I will die on that hill.
Yes.
Oh, but
Agreed.
Charles Woodson played offense and defense. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. He did. And you didn't realize how little offense he actually played until you saw Travis Hunter and went, So how many receptions did Charles Woodson have in his entire college career? Oh, it's 21? Awesome. Travis Hunter did that in 3 games. Sweet. Yeah, it's stupid. Peyton Manning should have won the Heisman. I will die on that hill. I will go to my grave, and I will fight that to the death.
Absolutely. Absolutely a crime to me that he did not get a Heisman Trophy or win a national championship. It's one of those things. They won a national championship with who? I mean, when you go back in Tennessee history and you think, oh, well, they had Peyton Manning. They won a national championship. No, they didn't. He wasn't the one. T. Martin? That was the one that won a national championship? Just odd things that happened. But there was, I mean, there was never a single thought in my young developing football fan brain that Peyton Manning was not going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks that we had ever seen. And he wasn't. I mean, I want to say he changed the game. And gave us one of the golden eras of quarterback play in the NFL. Him and Tom and Phillip Rivers and Drew.
I'll give you credit. You had a formidable first 3. But you did allow me to have my 1, my 2, my 4, and my 5.
Okay.
Because I'm taking Deion Sanders. I mean, and I appreciate you letting me have my guy. That was very kind of you. I almost took him at 2. So I'm real happy I got him here. Deion was just, in the words of the old of old Bobby Bowden, he was just dadgum different. I will say I think Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders were the 2 greatest athletes I've ever seen, and they're probably the 2 greatest that ever lived. Deion in college had 14 interceptions, had 3 punt return touchdowns too. Led FBS football in punt return average in 88. Oh, by the way, and he set a Florida State record for interceptions. He was Travis Hunter before Travis Hunter, and he played at the highest level of college football. Because he was as dynamic with the ball in his hand as a defensive player not playing wide receiver as Travis Hunter was lining up at wide receiver. And the other one, I mean, it pains me to say it, but it's true. It's Tim Tebow.
Okay.
It's Tim Tebow.
Tim Tebow.
I have hated Florida basically since the day I was born. I have hated no Florida Gator anywhere near as much as I hated Tim Tebow.
It felt like forever, didn't it?
I felt like he was at Florida for 14 years.
Yep.
I felt like we played him 19 times. And he was just so difficult. Even though I don't think he was a great quarterback, I think he was a great football player. I always said Tim Tebow was the living embodiment of that recruiting term, athlete. He was the dual threat quarterback that really was kind of a running back and a fullback and a quarterback all at the same time. And I feel real good about where we're sitting, and the action goes to you, Mr. Octavius Spencer IV.
Octavius?
Yep.
Okay. Octavius. Well, you do have a great list going here. I was not expecting you to pull out Tim Tebow so soon.
You think it's too high?
No,
or just my Florida hatred.
Look. When you, I guess the Florida hatred probably is the biggest thing.
That made it more likely I was going to take him earlier because anybody I hate that bad had to be really good.
Maybe so. As you said with that list that ESPN made.
It's dumb
of the 150 greatest college football players, Tim Tebow was 76,
which is
on
stupid.
That list, with 145 total touchdowns. 9,285 passing yards. Oh, by the way, he ran for 3,000 yards as well. How's that guy number 76 down here between Bobby Lane and Alan Ameche? I'm not even sure who that last person is.
Really? Okay.
Alan Ameche, who played running back at Wisconsin in the 50s.
Mm-hmm. Wisconsin fans will tell you all about him.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure that they will. However, I believe Tim Tebow, in the history of college football, should be remembered well above Leroy Jordan.
Agreed. I agree.
Who was ranked 3 spots higher than Tim Tebow on this list. All right. And then it was time to take a break here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, 1400. We'll wrap up the daily draft when we return.
Our iHeartRadio music.
All right, we're clear.
Presented by Capital One is back in Vegas.
T-Mobile Arena.
Streaming live only on Hulu. A weekend full of superstar performances. And listen, starting Monday, to win your way there.
Capital One is the proud presenting partner of iHeartRadio Music Festival, bringing great products, rewards, and services to its customers. What's in your wallet?
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
The countdown to the NFL season is on while the pads are popping in camp. Get ready for the new season with iHeart, the official partner of the NFL Podcast Network.
Jim Harbaugh, how you feeling?
Oh, so excited. It's the start of the year.
Shows like NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal.
We are going to go through the best position battles of the 2025 training camp.
Breakouts, holdouts, and fantasy sleepers. Be the first to know. Search NFL and find your next preset now.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, we found out a lot of things about our community. We saw neighbors helping neighbors, and we learned in desperate times one of the best things to have around is a redneck with a chainsaw.
Not just a chainsaw, boy, just country boys in general. When you live in these mountains, you figure it out. Like, you make stuff happen.
After answering the calls for help that they heard on the radio, the Chainsaw Brothers are still here, making it happen the right way. Fair, insured, and local. Need tree help? Call the Chainsaw Brothers. 316-1013. 316-1013.
Welcome to the Ingalls Table, a delicious destination with recipes galore. Need to whip up a dessert, entree, side dish? No problem. The experts from the Ingalls Table take you through it step by step with expert tips and advice along the way. Find the Ingalls Table at ingalls-markets.com or swing by the store and pick up your free copy of the Ingalls Table magazine. And let's get cooking. Ingalls, low prices, love the savings.
Buying or selling a home doesn't have to be stressful. Let me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert, guide you every step of the way. Whether you're searching for your dream home, looking to sell quickly, or exploring investment opportunities, I've got the experience and the tools to get you the best deal possible. Call me, Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty at 828-774-6343. Let's make your real estate dreams a reality. I'm your trusted realtor. I'm making moves and making dreams come true.
The Sportsocracy.
You were just dumber than a bag of hammers.
Back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. Coming to you from the Ingles studio. We're in the midst of today's daily draft. It's the greatest college football players of all time. So far, I have Herschel Walker. I have Jim Brown. I have Peyton Manning. Jeremy has taken Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders, Deion Sanders, and Tim Tebow. My next selection is a guy I mentioned earlier on this program. It is one Reginald Aloysius Bush III.
I mean, you wouldn't
from
come
the
back
USC
to you,
Trojans.
So. If you'd let me hit that one, cue the band, play the fight song.
Reggie Bush is the only player I feel like in my lifetime that I have thought truly changed everything. Guys just didn't move that way. Like, you had shifty running backs. Yeah, we had seen Barry Sanders. But there was something different about Reggie Bush. Now, I'm not saying that he's better than Barry Sanders. Don't think I'm going down that path. But he's the closest. When he was at USC, running for 2,000 yards and 20 touchdowns or whatever that crazy Heisman year was, he was on a completely different level than everybody else in college football. To me, it's one of the biggest crimes in college football history that they took his trophy away from him. I don't care that he broke the rules. I don't care that his dad was getting a house or whatever the deal was.
All things that are legal now.
I don't care. I didn't care then. I don't care now. And it's one of the great reclamation stories in all of sports that he has now been able to reclaim the trophy and be accepted back into the Nissan Heisman house. Do you have an issue with that?
Nope.
Oh, wait a minute. I need to turn your mic on. I apologize.
That does help.
It does help. Any issues with that?
No.
Okay. All right. I love defensive players. I truly love defensive players. And when there is a defensive player that can be a Heisman candidate or a Heisman winner, it's hard to turn that down. And this is where Tank goes off the rails.
Uh-oh.
It's not who you're thinking. You're thinking Charles Woodson, right?
That crossed my mind, but that's not who I thought you were going to say.
Who did you think I was going to say?
Lawrence Taylor.
It's Ndamukong Suh.
Okay, we have gone off the rails.
We have gone off the rail. Ndamukong Suh had one of the most dominant seasons a defensive player has ever had in college football. The fact that there was a defensive tackle that was in the Heisman discussion and was fourth in the Heisman voting and is the only defensive player to win the AP Player of the Year award. I mean, he deserves to be mentioned in this category as best players in college football history.
He was a great player.
He was unreal.
Not taking him.
Oh, I know you weren't.
Ndamukong Suh was a freak.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just a freak of nature. I would make the argument he wouldn't have been the first defensive lineman that I would have taken.
Who would you have taken over him?
Reggie White, and wouldn't have thought about it for 0.5 of a second.
Reggie White.
Reggie White was out of this world. I actually thought about taking Reggie White here. I'm not going to.
Did you really?
I did. I'm not going to, but I seriously thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
You made this entirely too easy for me because you left me Archie Griffin, which was a huge error in judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Archie Griffin ran for 5,000 yards. Oh, and by the way, it wasn't like 5,006. He had 5,589 rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
Rushed for 121.5 yards a game. Oh, by the way, that goes all the way back to his freshman year.
Yep.
Not of this earth. Absolutely ridiculous. And the only person to ever win 2 Heismans.
Mm-hmm.
That part was easy. The question was, who am I taking with my last pick? And I had a whole mess of names. I thought about Eddie George. I thought about Travis Hunter. I thought about Reggie White. I thought about Lawrence Taylor. I thought about a lot of people. And you can say I'm doing this to be spicy. You can say whatever you want to. He has to be the last choice here. And it's Orenthal James Simpson, running back out of USC.
Oh.
OJ had to be the last pick here. If it wasn't for what he did later in his life, he wouldn't still be here.
Mm-hmm.
But he was. And he did, and he is. But he still belongs in this conversation.
Okay.
I could make the argument O.J. Simpson was the first athlete to go really mainstream. There's a reason for that, because he was insanely good from the time he got to USC all the way through his pro career.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously things went off the rails later in his life.
Yeah.
But that doesn't change that the question you asked me was who are the best college football players of all time, and I just got 2 more that probably should be in the top 6 to 7 all time, and I got them with my final 2 picks.
Yep. Yes, you did. And my final selection will be Lawrence Taylor. I had already decided that I was going to take the 2 of them. I felt pretty certain you weren't going to take Lawrence Taylor.
Lawrence Taylor would.
And I just wanted to see.
If O.J. Simpson had popped out of my brain, Lawrence Taylor would have been my pick at 6.
I wanted to get your pure reaction of Ndamukong Suh because I knew that was a name you were not expecting to hear.
No, I mean, it was on my list of who you could be talking about as a defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to go full homer, and you did do me a solid and leave me Deion Sanders. So
I did. I bookended it. I went Georgia at the top, Carolina at the end, Herschel Walker at 1, Lawrence Taylor at 6. It may be too low for Lawrence Taylor. On my personal list, he'd probably be 5. But I guess it's the fact that, in Ndamukong, I followed that. I saw that. I watched that happen in real time. Lawrence Taylor, I was too young for that. I do find it wild that Lawrence Taylor winds up on a list like this, despite the fact that he really wasn't much of an impact until his junior year.
Well, he played defensive tackle.
Right. They had him playing defensive tackle and inside linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden they figured out, oh, wait, if we put him on the end of this line, there ain't a single person on this planet that can stop him. And it spiraled into one of the greatest careers we had ever seen. Of course, it had its own spiral at the other end of it, but that was nothing to do with his college career.
Is there a player you wanted to take just personal love? Even maybe they didn't belong on this list, but just a name you want to say. This is not an undrafted free agent, just a name you want to say.
Just a name I want to say?
Because I have one.
Warrick Dunn.
Wow. As a Florida State fan, and I love Warrick Dunn.
Warrick Dunn was Warrick was one of those that I felt about him like you kind of felt like Tim Tebow. At the time I was, trying to get into Carolina football. FSU was running over us. And I watched Warwick Dunn just in awe. And then when he got drafted to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Ian, greatest Florida State Seminole of all time. And then there was Derek Brooks. And then Derek Brooks showed up and took that title away from him.
Mine would have been Derek Thomas.
Derek Thomas?
Derek Thomas, to this day, is the player that I loved the most that never played for any team that I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Alabama, went to the Kansas City Chiefs, and I will say this will be an unpopular opinion. I think Derek Thomas is the single most talented defensive football player I've ever seen. Nobody could block him. Nobody. He was insane. And Gary Burt said it in YouTube comments. That was the reason I asked you this question this way. And somebody said that, or Sanders Sports said you would take Warwick Dunn over Cam Newton. No, that's not what he was saying. The question I asked was, who is the name that never gets love in this?
Right.
That you just want to say? Because and Gary Birch, Derek Thomas gets no love anywhere, and it's insane. That was the reason I said that way.
Yep.
Because I think he deserves to be in this conversation, and he never is. Greatest defensive players I've ever seen in my life. Derek Thomas is 1, Lawrence Taylor's 2, Deion Sanders is 3, Darrelle Revis is 4. That's the 4 greatest defensive players I've ever seen.
No Derek Brooks on that list.
Derek Brooks would be up there high personally, but you also know that I hold guys that play for my teams to a different level.
To a different standard, sure.
Because I want to put Darrelle Revis
that.
right behind Derek Thomas, but I don't because he played for the Jets, and everybody will think I'm a homer.
Right. Julius Peppers.
Also
that's another one. That's also another one high on that list.
Oh, Julius gets it 2 ways. Because I'm friends with Julius, and he played for a school that I have an affinity for. So he really gets punished in these things.
Right.
I think Tank said him knowing that I never would.
Real quick, random name of a football player that you loved that no one else would know.
Lavernius Coles.
No, people know who Lavernius Coles is. I'm talking about, was there a guy that just never did anything, but for some reason he was your guy while he was there?
Ooh, one that
it's hard for you to pick because you got so many that went on to do stuff.
Ernie Sims.
Ernie Sims. That's not bad. I vaguely remember that name.
He was the number 1 recruit in the nation, came to Florida State. He was never that good, but he was always really consistent.
He played in the NFL, though, didn't he?
Yeah, and then he got hurt. He only played 4 years. He played for the Lions.
A few years. Okay. All right. I remember that name.
If you want to play the name random guys game, we could do that until
I'm sure.
The end of time.
Mine, Brandon Spoon.
There you go.
Inside linebacker for the North Carolina Tar Heels. I thought that dude hung the moon in 1996, 7, somewhere in that neighborhood. Anyway, for some reason, he just stuck in my mind. That's my guy. Followed him for 4 years, and I think he made a practice squad at some point, and then never heard from him ever again.
Oh, player that nobody ever taught. Oh, I want to do another one because I said a player, Joe Hamilton, played quarterback at Georgia Tech, and I thought he was a dog. Then he played for your Buccaneers for 10 years.
Uh-huh. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. We'll come back with more dogs from training camp in the AFC.
ESPN Asheville, your mountain weather forecast.
Run around this afternoon. We're in the likely scattered shower thunderstorm category, so if you're moving around, easier to get rain. Clouds, sunshine, otherwise. About 90 degrees, of course, in our range of cool-off. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms early, 70. Tomorrow, little patchy fog early, likely showers and thunderstorms once again, 88. Thursday, scattered showers, thunderstorms, 87. And Friday, a bigger cool down, 84, with showers around, maybe a thunderstorm. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by North Carolina Department of Transportation.
Each year, about 2,000 pedestrians and over 800 cyclists are hit by cars in North Carolina. You can change this. Drivers must yield to pedestrians, and cyclists must obey traffic laws. Visit watchformenc.org.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in a parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box, or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
You've got an app for music, an app for photos, maybe even one that helps you sleep. But only one app puts the live radio dial in your pocket and lets you save your favorite stations, playlists, and podcasts as presets. Get the free iHeartRadio app, the #1 app for radio.
Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in Asheville has two things that all Sportsocracy fans crave: bold flavors and big portions. Oh, yeah. And they've got the balls. Bear's famous bear balls are packed with mac and cheese, pulled pork, cornbread, and deep fried, and then topped with bacon and cheese sauce. This is the place to be. Live music on Saturdays and the first Sunday of every month. They partner with the Guitar Bar to host Mr. Jimmy's Barbecue Blues. Bear Smokehouse Barbecue in downtown Asheville and South Asheville.
This is J.W. Whitley, General Manager at Parks Ford of Hendersonville. Our value of commitment.
Our award came from the NAB.
Every day. That's the Parks Promise. Experience the Parks Promise today.
They put the wrong damn station number on it.
We're proud to work with hundreds of local.
It says WWNC 670.
Let's go.
Ensure that you get.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
For your family table.
Let's go.
It's a way for us to support the amazing individuals.
Is it a crystal?
Who pour their heart and soul into delivering the very.
Yeah, it's that big crystal eagle.
Community. It's all in the bag. Ingalls. Low prices. Love the savings.
Looking to buy or sell in Asheville? At Clarissa Sells WNC with eXp Realty, we're proud to be the #1 real estate team in Buncombe County. Give us a call, 828-774-6343. We're here for what matters most, you.
ESPN Asheville, it is the Sportsocracy. A Tuesday afternoon, waiting for real football to start. It's coming on Thursday.
We're almost
We
there.
got just 2 more days. We just have 2 more sleeps to football. Hall of Fame game coming up on Thursday night with the Los Angeles Chargers and the Detroit Lions. We were talking about dogs in training camp, Jeremy. There's going to be a lot of dogs next weekend down at Bear's Smokehouse Barbecue, 135 Cox Avenue. It's the big wiener party, and you want to be there for it. 2,700 hot dogs are going to be there to be consumed. 9 different teams are going to be topping the hot dogs in their own special, unique way, and Jeremy's going to be judging all of the hot dogs along with a few other celebrity judges. It's 2 to 6 in the afternoon next Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday, 2 to 6, 135 Cox Avenue, Bears Smokehouse Barbecue. Love the fact that the place that talks about their balls so much decided that they needed to get into the wiener business as well. Just for this one day, though. Who knows? Who knows what the heights are for our well-dressed wiener? It may end up being a menu item at some point. If it's good enough, why wouldn't it be? We do know that we'll be taking the winning wiener on the road with us to one of the stops on the Living the Dream Tour. The Ingalls Living the Dream Tour 2. we'll be featuring the winning hot dog concoction at one of the tailgates. Bears Smokehouse Barbecue, bearsbbq.com. You can get your tickets today for the event. Dogs in training camp. Jeremy, who's a dog in the AFC West?
I have been wrong about everything you were going to ask me before. I prep one division, you asked me another.
My bad.
All right, which team do you want?
Give me the San Francisco 49ers.
Well, they're in the NFC, so that'd be damn hard to do.
Excuse me, the Las Vegas Raiders.
There we go.
My bad.
It's one thing to throw me a curveball. It's one to throw a whole conference that I the one for the Raiders is real simple. It's Dante Thornton. It's Dante Thornton. He has been unbelievable. He had a 70-yard touchdown, I think that was yesterday, and he has just been so difficult to deal with. And now the bad thing for Raiders fans is he's done a lot of his work on Darian Porter, which you really need one of them to. You need them both to be good, but you really need Darian Porter to be good. And Dante Thornton has had some great success. The offense has hummed along a lot better than I would have thought. Also, a little side note, this came up after we talked about him the other day. The Raiders moved Jamal Adams to linebacker.
Okay.
That's interesting to me. I do wonder how long it's going to take before they figure out he is absolutely terrible against the run. Think they figured out day one, or was that a day two problem?
Yeah. That becomes a little bit of a problem if we know he's just going to rush every time we bring him in.
And, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. It's not a bad way to use him.
Sure.
It is just, if it was that easy, somebody would have done it a long time ago.
Okay. All right. Dante Thornton Jr. is the dog of camp for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Now, also, I must admit, temper your expectations because camp is the time that a guy like Thornton is really going to show out because you can't really get your hands on him. And he's so unbelievably fast in a straight line.
Yep.
I think he'll be good. Don't get me. I'm not trying to diminish him. Just don't do that thing where he's really good going up against the twos and you go, we've got our number 2 receiver. I would put my brakes on that.
Right.
I think he will be impactful, but
sure. It's good that he looks good. Just don't get too overboard.
Bingo.
Just don't think that he is the rubber stamp solution because there's still a lot of things in his favor right now. The fact that you're not getting physical with him is important. Denver Broncos. Who's their camp dog?
Denver has had a rough camp so far, already losing Drew Sanders, who was going to play a big role. They've had a lot of injury issues. The player that I've heard the most about is Jahdae Barron. They are playing him everywhere in 11-on-11s. And I'm not going to – Denver, to me, is one of those teams. I still don't believe in your offense. I don't think your offense is good. I think you'll put up numbers against bad defenses. I don't think you're going to do it against good ones. But then there comes the big old but. I think their defense is going to be ridiculously good.
Mm-hmm.
You add Jahdae Barron, who can move all over that formation to what they already had with PS2. I think they're going to be able to get after quarterbacks. I really like that front. Nobody wants to say this because everybody loved Bo Nix, and Bo was such an aberration last year and this great find, and he's going to lead us to the – no, you're a running team with a quarterback that takes shots every once in a while, and you're going to play really, really good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I have heard out of Broncos camp a lot, there seems to be this opinion that R.J. Harvey's just going to come in and completely dominate running back carries. It's not going to happen that way. For fantasy football, I'm scared poopless of everything that has to do with a Denver Bronco running back. Because I have a funny feeling that's going to be a 4-man split where nobody gets more than 40% of the touches.
That's funny because I've been wondering what is that split going to look like, and how much attention will J.K. Dobbins get? Jaleel McLaughlin he did okay with his carries when he got them, didn't he?
I think it's going to be 35-25, 20-20. That's my thought. And I've talked to two separate people with the Broncos that they will not confirm what I said, but they also do not agree. They do not disagree with me either. R.J. Harvey will be the head of that snake, but that snake's way fatter than you think it is.
Right. Might be something
which, by the way,
want to think about.
Is not the wrong way to go. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a bell cow, having a big committee is the way to go.
The Los Angeles Chargers.
The Chargers are a team that I love a lot. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about Rashawn Slater. There has been a lot of talk about Ladd McConkey, and Quentin Johnston had a couple really bad drops the other day. The takeaway that I have had, and I already said this earlier, it is really hard for offensive lines to look good in camp. The Chargers have a lot of bullets in that gun that have looked pretty good.
Okay.
As it sits, Bradley Bozeman is the starter at center. I don't know that you're not going to end up getting Bradley Bozeman, Zion Johnson, and Andre James playing, I don't know how I want to phrase this, consistent snaps on the inside.
Okay.
You have to be careful because they are all playing, outside of Bozeman, who's obviously playing with the ones, they're all playing a level lower than they did last year, but they've all looked pretty good.
Okay.
And I know you got Becton in there. Having Andre James as a real swing, and it looks like Zion Johnson's going to be a swing too, that he can play center and he can play guard. Having that versatility is really going to help.
All right. So you're going who? Offensive line?
I'm going the interior of the offensive line, I think, is better than people think. The thing you understand about the Chargers, it's kind of hard to drill down on one of theirs. I mean, Deion Henley, I've said that so many times that I feel like a broken record at this point.
Right.
Not even just this week. Mm-hmm. Over the last handful of years. Keandre Lambert-Smith, also a name to know. He's been rather impressive.
All right, Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City is an interesting one for me because it feels like they're feeling things out. And so a lot of what you're getting, they had an injury today with Xavier Worthy. They had an injury today with Hollywood Brown. The defense has been way ahead of the offense, and that doesn't surprise me. So I'm not worried yet that the offense has looked really clunky, and I don't necessarily have anybody that feels like they are separating themselves. Tyquan Thornton and Jalen Royals are getting more – they're getting more reps than I would have ever thought. So I will say the winner is Trent McDuffie. I can't remember the beat writer for Nate Taylor, the beat writer for Kansas City, has compared Trent McDuffie to Sauce Gardner 2 of the last 4 days. That's pretty high praise. So if you're looking for a winner, it's Trent McDuffie. If you're looking for a name to watch when the games start, I would say it's Tyquan Thornton and Jalen Royals.
Okay. All right. And you want to zip through the AFC East for us here?
Of course, because you know that thing we do, which is we get to this point. I'll start with the Jets because that's the team I know the most. The names I keep hearing, Malachi Moore has apparently been just absolutely better than anybody could have ever dreamed. He kind of falls into that Jermaine Burton thing with the Bengals of we worry about what he does outside of the facility. The talent was already pretty obvious, but he is actually pushing for a starting role, as is Byron Cowart and Braylon Allen. I said this last year. He didn't do squat. So, take that with a grain of salt. Braylon Allen is a guy that it really – it plays well for him in camp. Because he's a big guy, he's really fast, and you can't get your hands on him. New England, it's one name that I've heard 10,000 times, Efton Chisholm. And I told you, he's a slow slot corner playing for the New England Patriots. Don't be surprised when that kid's really, really, really good. Mm-hmm. Christian Gonzalez got hurt yesterday in camp. Doesn't sound like it's that big a deal. Will Campbell has been light years ahead of every other lineman on this team. But the line seems to be coming together pretty well. C.D. Sowell, a name I've heard a decent amount. They are really figuring things out at wide receiver. Do not be shocked if at least two names you are very familiar with in that New England Patriot wide receiver room do not make that roster.
Really?
Yes. Because Efton Chisholm's making that team.
Right.
If he doesn't, I will be stunned. Which means that either Javon Baker, Jalen Polk, I don't think Kayshon Boutte is really at risk, but he could be. I mean, you just run out of roster spots. You're carrying 7 at most. And with New England's roster construction, I don't see how they're carrying 7.
Right.
You run out of spots. Really,
all right. How about
really fast?
How about Miami?
And of course, might as well just do that one more time that I had Buffalo pulled up and you went Miami.
Of course.
Miami, the biggest talking point has been that the relationship with Tua and Tyreek Hill. Haven't really seen a lot of that. It's been very vanilla to this point. I've seen a lot of people talking about, well, Tua hasn't thrown an interception yet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Go watch those. Watch how few balls are going down the field. That'll tell you why you hadn't thrown an interception yet. The biggest name that I've heard out of that camp has been Chop Robinson. Has just been unblockable. That's another one that it's been told to me, do not be surprised if Miami looks to make a move with one of those edge rushers.
Okay.
They're pretty committed to Bradley Chubb. They're pretty committed to Jalen Phillips. But if somebody gave them an offer and they could recoup some draft capital, because Chop Robinson's going to be a starter.
Mm-hmm.
The other two are going to platoon on the other side. And maybe they use Jalen Phillips to where they don't have to put the strain on him. But right now they got 3 edge rushers for 2 spots, and Chop Robinson's the one that I know definitively is going to be a starter. And then finally, the Buffalo Bills, it's Christian Benford. Anybody that's been around Bills camp has told you this kid's showing why he got paid. He's been the one. It has not been close. The only caveat I will give you there is that Christian Benford is not going up against a real, true, honest-to-God one because they don't have one.
Right.
So be careful. That's another one of those that in camp people will lose their minds about and go, oh, he's been so good. Okay, you're right. And as Mike Tyson once said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. Christian Benford looks great until he's lined up on the other side of Jamar Chase.
Mm-hmm. You're in the Sportsocracy, and this is ESPN Asheville. Jeremy, the next time you and I speak, well, I mean on the radio, it'll be kickoff day.
It will be kickoff day.
25 NFL preseason.
We will not have a day of not talking about football for months and months and months and months and months, and I'm very excited about it.
Yes, indeed. Tomorrow, a Womack Wednesday. We'll be here at noon on ESPN Asheville. See you then.
ESPN Asheville.
And we're clear.
Your mountain weather forecast.
We got a super chat to hit here in just a
scattered
second.
shower thunderstorm category.
I know we're off terrestrial, but I just saw it.
Clouds,
we were up
sunshine,
against it.
otherwise. About 90 degrees, of course, in a range of cool off. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms early, 70. Tomorrow, little patchy fog early, likely showers and thunderstorms once again, 88. Thursday, scattered showers, thunderstorms, 87. And Friday, a bigger cool down, 84, with showers around, maybe a thunderstorm. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic.
This report is sponsored by North Carolina Department of Transportation.
Each year, about 2,000 pedestrians and over 800 cyclists are hit by cars in North Carolina. You can change this. Drivers must yield to pedestrians, and cyclists must obey traffic laws. Visit watchformenc.org.
For more information about contests on this station, go to espnavl.com.
Dan Scott here, inviting you to check out my new show every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. here on ESPN Asheville, where we bring sports and faith together. The Dan Scott Show, 8 a.m. Sundays on ESPN Asheville.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on home and auto insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check your house sitter has the new code first, before leaving for vacation.
System lockout.
But that's the code!
Contacting authorities.
I'm out of here.
Whoa! Seriously, the car too?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a home and auto bundle that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/delivery for more details.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
I'm Coley Duffy.
I'm Cody Ward.
And
we're the Chainsaw Brothers.
Actually, we're cousins. A few days after Helene, we was in the driveway having a couple beers, waiting on the power to come back on. And we heard so many people calling, needing trees removed, and couldn't afford it.
So I called my dad to borrow a chainsaw, and over the next few months, we cleared trees for our neighbors. Our business was born out of wanting to help Western North Carolina get back on our feet.
We are fully insured and licensed. We keep our promises, meaning if we say we're going to be there, we'll be there. In these parts, we live how we were raised.
When you call the Chainsaw Brothers, you're not a customer, you're family. We're good at what we do, and we do it for a reasonable cost.
For all your chainsaw needs, call the Chainsaw Brothers. 828-316-1013. Or find us on Facebook. See how we treat our family.
Are you still covered up with storm damage and debris?
Call us about our daily rates at 828-316-1013. That's 828-316-1013. We're the Chainsaw Brothers, and with our neighbors, we are Western North Carolina strong.
Woohoo!
Do better, be better every day. That's the Parks Promise. Our mission, to improve lives with every interaction. This is JW, General Manager at Parks Ford Hendersonville. Experience the Parks Promise today at parksfordhendersonville.com. That's parksfordhendersonville.com.
63 Americans a day die by gun suicide. By storing our guns safely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo, we can give our loved ones a second chance at life. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
The Sportsocracy.
Why are you smiling? Because I love football.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Ingalls studio.
WPEK Fairview.
WMXF Waynesville.
W225CJ Candler.
The #1 preset in your car and the new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Money from the money tree, fall on me. Life's a lottery. Oh, 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 oh.
I hate it so much.
All right, you had it. You had your chance. It's super chat time.
I had it
in
I hate
overtime
it so
of the Sportsocracy.
Yeah, we will do this more in the during the season itself. We're working on a lot of stuff, which is pulling us in. I don't know, 84 bajillion directions.
Many directions. Yeah.
Kevin Mullen said Kyle Shanahan eats corn the long way. Which Kevin's always here for a really good one-liner that kicks off a super chat, and I appreciate that.
Good job.
He said thoughts on 14 personnel and which team can best utilize it, and which team can best utilize that formation. Love the show. We appreciate you, Kevin. The only answer that I have for that's Indianapolis could, but all of their guys are so different that it would be Indianapolis has a billion tight ends. Pittsburgh is actually built to do it with Freiermuth, Jonnu, Darnell Washington, and Connor Hayward. So they would be my answer. The problem is that notoriously Aaron doesn't throw to tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
If you're built to do it, it can work. You just have to. So if you're going to run 14 personnel, you got to have two guys that can legit block, because tight ends don't get open that easily. So you're going to be trying to play size matchups with, like, let me use Indianapolis for example. They've got three big non-blocking tight ends. They've actually got five if you add Will Mallory and Albert Okwuegbunam. You got to have two that can hold up, because you're going to play a size matchup and try to get them out to the boundary. And obviously you can do it in the run game too, but you got to really be able to block to do that. And you got so many of these teams, because basically what we're giving you now coming out of the draft, you're not getting big blocking tight ends much anymore. In this last draft class, we only had 2 tight ends that were plus blockers, and both of them were not good as receivers. You're getting a lot of big slots. So like a team that you would think would be kind of well positioned to do that would be the Raiders, because they got Mayer and Brock Bowers. The problem is that every other tight end on the team couldn't block me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard to use. One that I think could do it is Washington, because they've got Bates and they've got Ben Sinnott. That allows Ertz and Cole Turner to kind of get out in formation a little better. They've also got Tyree Jackson, Lawrence Cager. They're obviously not keeping all of those guys. The problem with 14 personnel is it's borderline impossible to keep 4 tight ends.
Once again, overlooking Colson Yankoff.
That's your favorite name in the NFL.
You can't even buy his jersey on the NFL team, on the NFL shop. I guarantee it.
Nope.
They'll block that. If you tried to buy a Yankoff jersey, they would block that.
And I would totally do it too. I would commit bank fraud and tell people my name was Jeremy Yankoff. Just to have a credit card that said that last name to make them do it, and they would still kick it back.
You and Colson actually kind of look like you could be from the same family. You got the whole, longish mane going, the beard action. I mean, his is not as glorious as yours, of course. But
I don't know that I've ever seen what he looks like.
You guys could be related.
Oh, yeah, we could totally be related.
Yeah.
He actually looks a lot like my created coach in College Football 26. Like a lot like him.
That doesn't surprise me.
Kevin said Seattle. Let me look at. See, once you start getting into fourth and fifth.
I was looking through. I was trying to think like Baltimore, but I mean Baltimore's not. They've got receiving tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
I mean Kohler can block. I don't know anything about Zaire, Mitchell, Payton, but between Andrews and Likely, you would think that they would be a team that might venture down this path. But there again,
you got Kohler and Likely. You got Kohler and Andrews that couldn't block me. Seattle's an interesting one.
I thought Kohler could block.
Not really. He's really tall. Like Kohler's like 6'7", I think. And it's hard for big, tall tight ends. Now, Kevin's got a good point with Seattle, because they got A.J. Barner and Eric Sobair that would free up Elijah Arroyo. The problem is that they don't really have a fourth one. So Seattle would be a team that would go a lot of 13, because you could almost have Elijah Arroyo playing big slot with JSN on the outside and Walker in the backfield. That's probably more of a Charbonnet thing now that I think about it. And I could see you coming up with some mismatches there. Another one that I thought about was the Rams, but they've got a bunch of bad blocking tight ends. There are so many tight ends in this league that they can't block.
What about the Bears with Cole Kmet and Colston Loveland? Durham Smythe, is he a blocker?
Durham Smythe's a better blocker than the first two.
And then Steven Carlson.
He's actually probably the best blocker of the four.
Mm-hmm. So there you
go.
But
I mean, yeah, if Ben wanted to get cute and run a little bit of it with Loveland and Kmet, I wouldn't be against it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the biggest problem with that is that you got to keep 4 tight ends. I mean, it's a cute little thing that you can do in camp. The Giants are another one now that I'm looking at it with Bellinger and Manhertz with Theo Johnson and Tommy Fadone. They have Greg Dulcich too, which I did not know.
Huh?
How did I not know that?
Used to love him.
I still love him. The New York Giants have 3 tight ends I really like, and none of them are the starter. That's usually a bad sign. I thought about the Cowboys too.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly just because I want to continue talking about Brevin Spann-Ford, of which if if being in the NFL as a tight end only involved running just total 9 routes down the seam and no one was allowed to touch you, he would be Antonio Gates.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is it's not.
See if Logan can get me a Colston Yankoff jersey.
I will send a text today. I actually need to get up with those guys for. I have been pulled in so many different directions. There are so many people that want to do draft content throughout the year, and I want to do it, but now I'm adding another week a day. Another week a day. I say mouth words for a living. I'm adding another hour a day in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing 4 hours of content a day with all of our socials. We need to hire some people that don't require a whole mess of money.
That'd be lovely.
Wouldn't it, though? But see, that doesn't work. Nobody wants to be an intern.
I was going to say, it turns out people, when they work for you, they want you to pay them.
And we are so
we don't
covered.
Have the monies.
Dude, we are so covered on all the things that we're doing. But in terms of at the end of the year when we do our taxes, it's going to be, all right, let's add it up. We made $719. Awesome.
It's fine. It's all fine. We got to get rid of that. We got to get rid of that $719 to up the budget for next year.
Did I tell you about and I can't remember now who asked me about it. Somebody was asking me about, were you comfortable being paid as an employee of the show? And I said, yeah, he's real comfortable because I'm the one that pays all the other expenses, and he makes more than I do. Thankfully, I have other businesses that keep me from, starving to death.
To death.
Because we spend a lot of money to do what we do.
Yes. Yes,
but
we do.
I'm okay with that. I'm enjoying it. It's fun.
It's hey, we're living the dream. Continuing to. And I want to make sure that you guys get the ability to live the dream with us, if you so choose.
We will be adding. Oh, I didn't even think about this. This is a great time to crowdsource some answers. Because we still got 25 people with us. So Kevin Mullen said, I sent you $5. And you know what, Kevin? Those super chats are probably the $717 I was just talking about. Everything else pretty much turns into a wash. Because people pay us more money, and I go, cool, let's do 10 more games. Oh, shit, that cost more than what you just paid us more. Because I'm an idiot. The season pass. So we've had several people ask us, will there be a season pass for Living the Dream 2? What should that cost, and how many games should it cover? Because I cannot wrap my brain around that. And I'm trying my best because I feel like we need to have that. So each game's going to be between $100 to $150. Depends on how far it goes. That's the discrepancy is the gas bill. That's like some of these go hundreds of miles. Some of them go 150 miles.
Right.
Gary Burt said $5, all of them. I wish we could sell them for that. I really do. Putting in work said it's buy 5 get 1 free. I was at buy 4 get 1 free. So I think we're in about the same ballpark there.
Okay. I was thinking there's like 12 dates?
There's 12 now. I think by the end of it there'll be 18.
Yeah, so if you did it for $1,500, does that math work?
Well, but see, the problem there, if you're going to do every game, we're going to give you about 8 of them free. Because point blank, we don't have to fill we want to fill every one of these. Because what we want to do is take a lot of people with us so we can have a bunch of people with us at the tailgates. Because that's what we figured out last year. The best tailgate we did was at NC State and Tennessee and Charlotte, and we had like 50 people with us. And it was so easy, and people just came up to us and like, hey, what are you doing? Next thing we knew, I was shotgunning beers with people. I was housed before that game. Then our seats were so high that It didn't matter. The air was so thin that I sobered up like that. But it was fun. And that's what we want to do again, because we've got the food taken care of, we got the beer taken care of, we got the liquor taken care of, we got the van taken care of, we got the parking taken care of. Yep. We have done all of the headaches that make going to a game a bitch to me. And so that's where our head is at, of if we do this the right way, you know, with the money, the money's a thing. Like if you have to do if you have to do $25 a month for 4 months, okay, that's fine. Because we're still doing trips all the way up into April. So, I mean, we can just reallocate. I'm not overly worried about that. And that was the sounding out my TED Talk. Kevin Mullen said, I'm in. What's a pass and whose thong I get to put my money in? Now, if we're starting, I do not have strippers covered, but, you know, Asheville is an expensive city. I feel like if we all donated to a handful of girls' OnlyFans, we could be in some shape.
Leave it to you, Jeremy.
Hey, look, I'm an EOE, baby. I'm an equal opportunity employer. Everybody, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. I mean, if I remember that song correctly, that was not talking about going to football games.
Right.
I think it was talking about passing your girlfriend around like a marijuana cigarette, if I remember correctly.
Uh-huh. Hey.
Nice. Kevin asked, does Tank wear a thong? 100% yes.
No.
No doubt.
Not a chance.
That's why he wears that brace on his wrist, because he's been digging it out of his ass since 1997. It gave him the carpal tunnel.
Right. It doesn't work like it used to.
He's been using his thumb as a pincher for quite some time.
I've lost all my strength.
Gary Burt said he does. You'll never find it though. Bingo.
100%.
He's lost one a day every day since.
If I did, you'd go, why is Tank naked right now? What is he doing? Stop. Put some clothes on. I'm wearing a thong. Are you?
Are you
seriously?
Sure? I think
you
got
sure?
lost.
Somewhere in there, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Hand thong.
Looks like that little feller that was dating Honey Boo Boo's mom.
I'm gonna
lost in there. Left home looking for something new.
Just came in, dive right in. Gross.
Gross.
Right. Yeah, gross.
Yes.
Womack Wednesday tomorrow. Jeremy, you're back on Thursday. It will be kickoff day. We cannot wait. We will cover the NFC.
Yep.
Dogs of camp.
Yep.
Everybody
we'll
be safe until then.
Yep. And then we're back in full earnest. I think I have done every meeting they could possibly ask me to do. But I should note we are radio only Thursday and Friday, and then we're back to a full YouTube schedule. I will be here until they get the problems fixed in the studio, and then we'll be then he and I will be together again in the studio.
Hopefully the wheels of motion get put in, or the wheels get put into motion on that this week, and we can have that solved up by the season. All right. No
hope.
YouTube Thursday, no YouTube Friday. Back on YouTube on Monday. Follow us along on the iHeartRadio app.
Now, in theory, we could try to do a stream from Thursday and Friday just to work out the bugs. I will just tell you, it will be a technological nightmare. So it's not going to say we're going to be tinkering with it in every segment. That's actually probably not a bad idea.
Okay.
Just to try to get the sound right.
Right.
We have all new stuff, and we have not calibrated it yet.
All right. Look for the stream on Thursday. Do not count on reliability.
That may
Have
be
the iHeartRadio app as a backup.
There it is. That may be one of those you watch on YouTube, and it's a little inconsistent, but you pair it with the iHeartRadio app audio, and you're good to go.
There you go.
Because that comes out of two different places. So, but we do have to do that at some point, and I guess Thursday and Friday would probably be as good a time to do it as ever.
Why not? Might as well.
And I got the
live.
Starlink too, so I could hook that up to in theory.
Okay, to help with the situation if need be. Okay, we got you.
I just don't want
Jeremy,
to give them an option that keeps them from a long-term fix.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody asks, "Hey Jeremy, why's your truck running?" Mind your business. That's why.
Yeah. Enjoy your trip down to South Carolina tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I'm leaving.
Be safe traveling.
I think I'm gonna leave here in about 3 hours. Miss the traffic.
Fair enough. And we'll see you back here Thursday.
All right, brother. Sounds good.
All right.